Actually begins with complimentary admission for everyone. Shop official championship merchandise before anyone else. Enjoy interactive BMW experiences, celebrity and mascot appearances, a junior golf clinic, exclusive photo opportunities, and more. No ticket required. Learn more at bmwchampionship.com/opening-drive.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
WXOS HD1E St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the 30-day new Nissan Return Promise. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, and Jackson Burkett on 101 ESPN.
7 o'clock in St. Louis, you are listening to the Morning After on 101 ESPN and the TMASTL YouTube channel. The show presented to you by Brown and Crouppen as we broadcast from the Stiefel Studios. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the presentation. Little Jackie Papers, Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos, and you can get involved on the program by texting in, by calling in, and you can watch the show on the TMASTL YouTube channel and then interact in the Form Energy YouTube chat, the TMASTL YouTube channel. Open it up on your YouTube app and subscribe, and the next thing you know, Doug, you get to watch us for the next 5 hours. Imagine spending 5 hours with George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, and Billy D. Williams. That's the equivalent of what this show is for St. Louisans.
You think so? I never thought of us that way. But...
What do you think of us as?
Oh, it's kind of a Three Stooges type operation, but... You know, we'll pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and we'll do our darndest.
Was that on Channel 11 every Saturday night when you were a kid even? Did it go that far back?
All the time, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It was on all day.
I thought it was a Channel 11 staple, like Saturday nights, you'd get the Stooges.
When my dad goes into, and if you want to incorporate this into your Jimmy Stewart impression of my father, when he goes into his impression of what it was like selling advertising at Channel 11, he brings up, Timmy, I didn't have anything to sell. I had the Three Stooges, I had roller derby, and I had wrestling at the Chase. You guys got something with that show, buddy. That's what he... So I hear Three Stooges,
he had roller derby.
And roller derby.
I'm not going to let him just dismiss the fact that he had roller derby to sell.
You can hold him accountable. Let's get him on the line. I'm not up. Your mother's up already. I don't know what the... Fine. What do you guys want to talk about? Always jacking around on that show.
That was
I'll talk to you.
That's one of my very early surprise guest ideas, and I texted Jackson. He just said no.
No, Tim likes to try to separate the family.
How in the world would you go about selling wrestling at the Chase?
How dare you when Larry Nichols is going to be on hold in an hour?
You call legitimate businesses and ask them if they want to sponsor a segment with Dick the Bruiser? Well, it must have been good because it was on the air a long time.
What about the missing link?
Oh, well, boy.
That guy was born in Lime, but they said he was from parts unknown.
Right. Baron von Raschke with that darn claw hold. I mean, you just couldn't get out of it.
I can't see your dad getting real specific about pro wrestling. There's a guy. He wears a skirt. His name's Rowdy Roddy. They all love him.
I essentially think he just went out and drank with the clients. I think that's that was the modus operandi. Doug, you're charged with this Lifetime Roofing lead. Dustin McClendon of Lifetime Roofing online at lifetimeroofingstl.com says, I want to advertise with the show. James Carlton's a good friend of mine, and he said, advertise with that show. Those boys will turn $1 into $2 for me, so I'll advertise with it. But I think you're a clown. I really do. I don't respect you. I think you're a clown, but I want to make money, so I'll advertise with you. And I said, no problem. I respect everything you just said. He said, but I want Doug Vaughn to determine the way the show goes every morning because you're a clown boy. And so that's why you are charged with the lifetime roofing lead. And sure, it's the Cardinals. We all agree with that. But what route are you going to take? Are you going to take Dustin May and JoJo Romero to the Brewers, Lars Nootbaar to the Diamondbacks? You're going to take the game. You're going to take Alec Burleson and the 3 home runs and the Cardinals blowing a 6-0 lead only to come back and say to everybody in the Bronx, hey, we can play ball too. What line are you going to take for the lifetime roofing STL.com lead?
Well, I suppose that game that Burleson had would be the best game a Cardinals turned in this year. The 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Nonetheless, the lead is the trade deadline. The moves that the Cardinals made.
Martin, do you agree?
That would be the lead, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the trade deadline, we need a postmortem, Doug. We spend months talking about it.
You start talking about it in May.
So then when it happens, it does seem like we could at least spend 5 minutes breaking it down.
I think the day they signed Dustin May, we said, well, they're going to trade him at the deadline.
Yeah.
And they did.
I would say that move to bring him in at the time, I thought, what are you doing? Why even bother? It actually paid off. Just a guy to get some starts, and then eventually you can sell him off. They were probably hoping that he was even better, and then they could sell him off at a higher price.
For the record, I think the lead is that Papers made us all money yesterday by telling us that Alec Burleson would hit a home run.
He was on it.
I wonder what 3 home runs would have paid.
Yeah, I left money on the table.
We all
not
did.
saying multiple home runs.
You
You sold us short.
Yeah, thanks. Punk.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to hit a 9th inning at bat to go hard hitting Mark Whitten. September 7th, 1993. I was busting tables at Pietro's, Doug.
Oh, were you that night?
Yeah. And I was sitting in the bar at 15 and watching Mark Whitten against the Cincinnati Reds. And that was the second game of a doubleheader in Cincinnati. Am I right?
It seems right. There were no rules about 15-year-old kids being at the bar?
It's the 63109. Pay attention.
Well, there's no rules in that particular zip code?
You could own the place.
Yeah, they're rules. They're Texas rules.
I see. Which is no rules at all.
That's correct.
Do you remember the last Cardinal to hit 3 homers in a game?
Herrera.
That's right, in April of last year.
Yeah.
Paul DeYoung did it one time. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
You know who did it 4 times, Doug?
McGuire?
No.
Albert Pujols?
Yes. And the big cat.
Darnell Coles.
Johnny Mize.
Oh, the big
McGuire
cat,
did
Johnny
it 3
Mize.
times.
And didn't want to talk about it in the postgame.
No, go home to your families.
Go home to your family. I love that. I just wanted somebody to say, well, I don't have a family. They've left me.
Okay, let's talk about the Cardinals. That's from Ted Gann, and he's in the Form Energy YouTube chat.
Easy, Ted. Back off, bub.
Yeah, you can tell us what to talk about and your displeasure once we talk about it because it doesn't line up with your worldview at 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service sponsors that. Chairman Kurt standing by to take your phone calls at 314-974-0101. Callier Thompson sponsors that. And then you can email in because we're giving away Guns N' Roses tickets on the Polos Plus dossier at 9:45 for the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Now, one of the names that popped up, and Martin, I don't know if this was an onboarding yesterday, before the Cardinals had traded anybody, was a bit of a surprise, and that was John Morosi of MLB Network saying that Alec Burleson became a super hot target of multiple teams yesterday morning, and that carried into the afternoon. And that, as Derek Gould details in the Post-Dispatch this morning, was the backdrop to what became one of the signature games for Burleson in his career. Derek Gould writes, he had already seen 2 teammates make the rounds for goodbye hugs and pack their gear to go when shortly before Monday evening's trade deadline, Burleson got called to the visiting manager's office at Yankee Stadium. He had seen his name surface in trade conversations as other teams approached the Cardinals with the first baseman on their wish list. Lars Nootbaar walked off the field abruptly during batting practice, learned he had been traded to Arizona, following Dustin May, who was dealt to Milwaukee. Manager Ali Marmol welcomed Burleson in and let the moment build. Hey, the manager said, lingering, you're staying here. He then shook Burleson's hand. He was kind of messing with me a bit, Burleson said, I was relieved. I was relieved. Not that I was expecting to be traded or whatever happened. To know that they want me here and they want me to be a part of this, hopefully for a while, there's a sense of relief and calm is a way to describe it. Burleson could take a breath, and he exhaled with a career night. 3 home runs. How about that backdrop?
What if he cried and said, God, I was hoping to get moved?
Yeah, I was looking to go to
What
the
if he
Pirates.
told, like, Ollie thinks he's giving him this big emotional, you get to stay. And he's like, oh, rats.
Yeah.
But I guess teams are inquiring about him. I can't imagine, like, I don't understand why you'd want to trade him. Not that he's a superstar, but you have so many holes already.
Mm-hmm.
If you trade him yesterday and you get some top prospects, don't you immediately then say, okay, now we got another hole in the lineup? He's a pretty damn good hitter.
Yeah, he's a solid all-around player.
Maybe not a superstar, but a pretty good player. Like, I don't get removing him from your current core. I don't get because he's not a free agent until 2029, so you got some control. I never understood that. And maybe they'll reveal at some point, listen, and they'll probably not tell us the truth, but maybe it was just teams are saying, hey, is he available? We'll take him.
Yeah, it could have been that the Cardinals weren't shopping him at all, that other teams just kept calling him about Burleson. I could see why you'd want to hang on to him and have him be one of the core pieces.
It always gets down to what's on the other side of the table. And if somebody blows you away with an offer on some players you've identified as being potential stars, then you have an obligation to listen. But, of course, when it's all said and done, you determine whether or not you say yes. Honestly, I was surprised that the Cardinals didn't trade Riley O'Brien. That was one. Stanek, you can sit there and go, okay, you got a chance to see that yet again on display last night. Not necessarily particularly impressive.
I suggest turn away. When you hear...
Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, just don't look.
Just turn away.
So that was one that I would have thought would have been desirable. May was expected. It was expected by the guys on the team. And, of course, Lars Nootbaar had been talked about. I don't think that was looked at as sure of a thing as Dustin May, Jojo Romero in the similar category. But I'm surprised that Riley O'Brien wasn't traded. Either way, Burleson was one that wasn't really on the radar until Morosi's report, and per Derek Gould's reporting, multiple teams, including the Diamondbacks, were really interested in Burleson. And, Chip Carey and Brad Thompson were talking about this throughout the broadcast last night. I think McGreevy will be on the show today, and we'll hear from him on this, that over the last week or two, there is some, I don't know what the right word would be, tension might not be, but, you're just aware of this thing that's looming, and it's on your mind, and perhaps, as Derek Gould writes, you are able to exhale once it's finally over. However, the Cardinals jump out to a 6-0 start. I think more of that was about the Yankee star, Cam Schlittler, just being bad last night. I mean, that had to be one of his worst starts. I think Chip Carey had the stat that he had only allowed 7 earned runs in all of July, something like that. It was a super low total, and the Cardinals got him early on. But if you were watching that game from start to finish, number one, you were awarded. Super fun game to watch.
I couldn't. My cable went out.
What?
The whole cable all up and down the neighborhood out.
What the hell happened? Ben Boyd, tin snips?
I don't know. Could well have been.
You think it's Ben Boyd?
Saw the first couple innings, and that was about it.
What if you made a comment about the Cardinals, Doug?
Technology and stuff.
Negative, and then Ben Boyd got you?
That could well have happened, because he's got those tin snips, and he's cut our wiring before.
Yeah, he's a problem. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You could have come over.
Well, it was late. I wasn't that interested, really.
Now, there is the honest answer.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't respect that answer anymore.
Yeah.
I was about to be really disappointed in the game, and I caught myself saying, well, who cares? Like, they're going to, well, this is a bad loss. And then I thought, well, what is a bad loss anymore? It doesn't matter. But the Burleson backdrop, and kudos to Derek Gould and the Post-Dispatch for being there. I still love on-site reporting. It still matters. Having somebody, boots on the ground, they like to say. He had that photo immediately when when Nootbaar got traded. Derek tweeted out a picture of him hugging people on the way off the field. Pretty amazing that Nootbaar's in the cage in New York.
In the lineup. And
in the lineup.
Off
and then
the field he goes.
I do wonder if Arenado went to the front office in Arizona and said, this is the guy you got to go get, man. Because, in the past, Arenado was vocal about adding players and what they needed, and those two are best of friends. I wouldn't rule out Arenado just saying, hey, if you really want to add a bat, my guy Newt, that's got to get. But it was the way it played out with Burleson being the guy on a day when his name really started to percolate. That was great.
Guys, I'm watching on YouTube and looking at Tim in his unbuttoned polo shirt.
Here we go.
Makes me proud to be an American. It's from the 314. Yeah, this is America, Jack.
Proud to be.
Just that got his patriotic juices flowing.
That's from the 314.
Broadcast hero, Tim McKernan.
Gardner. He's a senator. Jackson, the 314, does not have a name saved, but this week, and this week only, you can request a text inbox name. So 314, I realize
he just hates this.
You are feeling patriotism this morning. What would you like your name to be? And little Jackie Papers will update it. Arenado calls Newt his son. That's from the 618.
Does he really?
They're pretty tight. That's what I honestly think it's a possibility that Arizona was looking to add a piece. And then Arenado would say, this guy does a lot of different things well, because in the past here in St. Louis, Arenado was always outspoken about what they needed to do.
Well, I can tell you this, the moves in Arizona, because that's the only one they made, not necessarily playing particularly well. Move in Milwaukee for May and Romero, not necessarily playing well. Papers, we have some audio samplings. First off, this is a ball knower. Let's go to the Diamondbacks one.
Okay. You're talking about the boy?
The boy. Doug, are you talking about the boy?
I didn't even say it.
Clip that off. Yes, I am talking about
Some
the boy.
boy on TikTok is confused at the price of
Martin,
ours.
as everybody in America, he has a podcast.
Yeah. He's just like,
Is this Seam Talk, Jackson?
he's just listen.
I believe it's Gavin Talks Ball, Martin. You don't listen to Gavin Talks Ball?
Not yet.
It's also pre-revenue, just like my investment in goodorbad.com.
That's right.
Can someone do me a favor and check on Mike Hazen, the GM of the Arizona Diamondbacks? Because who does he think Lars Nootbaar is? And I'm a huge Lars Nootbaar fan, super great guy. But as a baseball player, especially in 2026 on a one-year deal, the Diamondbacks just gave up their 5th-ranked prospect to get Lars Nootbaar, and he's probably not even going to be a starter for them. What are we doing, Diamondbacks? That was their only move, was trading their 5th-ranked prospect for Lars Nootbaar in 2026.
The real question is, Tim, how do you find this stuff?
Oh, my TikTok algorithm and Instagram algorithms are magical. To Gavin Knows Ball's credit, Diamondbacks GM Mike Hazen did address the media following the Nootbaar acquisition and expressed disappointment, saying the team, quote, left a lot of meat on the bone after a quiet trade deadline. I wish we were able to do more. So Gavin does, in fact, know ball. The Diamondbacks' only move was Lars Nootbaar, and they are not happy in the greater Phoenix area about the Lars Nootbaar acquisition, especially because of who they gave up. Now, I realize what happens here. I mean, God, it was 4:58, and I'm watching ESPN last night because for whatever reason, MLB Network is not available on the YouTube TV package. Beats the hell out of me, but whatever, that's the deal. Doug lost the Cardinal game. I haven't had MLB Network for a couple of years, so I'm watching ESPN, and they at 4:58, even though there's more moves to come, 4:58 Central, they start doing winners and losers because you got to do winners and losers, and the deadline's not even over. Now, for the record, the Cardinals are in the winners category this morning, but the Cardinals traded Lars Nootbaar, somebody who hasn't exactly had a great 2026, has had health issues, and in exchange, the Cardinals received from the Diamondbacks Nathan Egan, who is a top 5 prospect in their organization, and Alvaro Santana, who, per the Post-Dispatch and Derek Gould's reporting, is a lefty reliever who is ready to go for the major leagues, even though he is in the minor league system right now. And so you get into what you got, and of course, none of us have seen these guys pitch. It would be ridiculous to try and present that. But the Cardinals received, from a numbers standpoint, some value in return for a guy who, when it gets down to it, isn't necessarily going to be a key part in whenever the team is in a spot to truly compete. So that in addition to what went on in Milwaukee, which we'll get into in a moment, is why I think many Cardinal fans wake up this morning and go, all right, I get it. And good to hear. You know, maybe it would have been a different vibe if Burleson or take your pick of somebody else would have gone. But Nootbaar, you kind of thought was going, and then you get that kind of return. Again, strictly per numbers, because we haven't watched these guys play. And I, at least, like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think you always feel better about a trade when the opposing side's fan base is irate.
Mm-hmm. And when the GM is saying, I wish we could have done more.
And losing Nootbaar, I think most people, great guy, but I think people are fine with it. Losing Jojo Romero, very effective reliever. Dustin May, we hardly knew him. He basically gave away very little, and you got a decent return based on the numbers. I did think that's about where I thought they'd end up, but I was hoping that they would do more. And maybe
hoping that the Cardinals would trade away more players. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think in Stanek, everybody says, trade Stanek. What are you going to get? I think O'Brien, it might have been savvy because he's probably trending down little by little here. So that might have been, if you could have gotten a decent prospect. Now, somebody's got to close. I understand that. This season is shot, which is why I think McGreevy should have stayed in that game. Different topic we can get into. But I think at this point, it is all about playing younger guys, playing crooks every day. Letting a pitcher go out there and battle, and hopefully they win the game, but if they don't, who cares? And so if you'd given up Romero, my stance had been don't take away from this team. Well, that was when they were still kind of contending. You look at Arizona, they're 7 games over. They're truly in a playoff position. Cardinals are no longer in that position.
How dare you? Doug will fight you right here. They're only 4 games out, even though they're 1 game under 500. And he says, Daddy like you.
Daddy definitely like you.
I mean, somebody's got to be on this team.
Well, if Nootbaar went to Arizona and dialed up his game a notch, he wouldn't be the first former Cardinal player to do that. So perhaps he'll get on track when he's down there. He's got a lot of talent. He just never really seemed to live up to it here. And May and Romero are both going to be free agents, so the Cardinals really had nothing to lose there. It's not like those two are going to taunt them playing for the Brewers for the next 5 years. They're going to be free agents. So there was no reason not to move those two guys. And Nootbaar leaving left field, they got Baez probably ready to step into that next year. So they didn't really lose anything that figures to be a part of their future.
Brewer fans wanted Skubal. They got Dustin May.
Mm-hmm. I do still miss the days when the Cardinals were the team trading for the big-time players, when they were the ones that used to get Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado and Lance Berkman and Larry Walker and Scott Rowland and Jim Edmonds and Ozzie Smith and Mark McGuire and Lee Smith and Lou Brock and Orlando Cepeda. I miss the days when they were the ones getting the premier players in baseball instead of somebody's minor league prospects. But they're gone. Those days are gone.
Well, it's a cycle. And if anything, I think if you're a St. Louisan who's in his 30s, or in the case with this audience, her 30s, you got to experience, depending on where you started, I say 2000 through 2015, of year in, year out, the Cardinals were in that spot. I guess you could say maybe 2007, 2008, where they were kind of out of it. But other than that, every single year, and there aren't too many organizations, and when I mean there aren't too many, I don't know if there were any who had year in, year out for 16 seasons straight having aspirations for it. The problem is the decade that followed, they kind of stuck in this purgatory mode at the deadline to try to just stay in it enough. And I think that's a byproduct of the fact that the 2 world championships came when the teams didn't look like they were world championship teams, 2006, 2011. And then teams that did look like world championship teams, and you can take your pick of whichever ones you would want to cite, 2004, 2005, 2015, all 100-win teams. I always look at the 2009 team as a team that flew under the radar for how great they were because they were swept out of the playoffs. But that was a great team with both Carpenter and Wainwright finishing in the top 3 in the Cy Young. And the Cardinals were going for it then. They acquired Matt Holliday. They also acquired Mark DeRosa at that deadline. But the cost of doing business is inevitably there is a cycle unless you replenish your farm system. And so the Cardinals are in that mode. My argument is they should have started that mode earlier. Either way, that's where we are now. And now, after the deadline, the Cardinal farm system increases in its rankings because of more so what they got from Milwaukee. And in Milwaukee, Martin, they're not happy about Dustin May and JoJo Romero. This isn't Gavin Knows Ball. This is the Milwaukee ESPN affiliate when the news comes down. Take a listen.
We see what the Brewers have sent for Dustin May and JoJo Romero, who are coming to the Milwaukee Brewers. Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale are going to St. Louis.
Shock. Shock. Shock.
The same reaction that you have.
No. Shock.
Easy.
Josiah Ragsdale has been playing very well. Alexander Frias has been playing well. You're talking about two guys who are hitting over 300. Frias is only 18 years old. I'm shocked. Like I am.
You sound like I'm watching dodgeball right now.
No, you just traded two guys where, like, you know, who are playing. And again, you don't know what they're going to be. More Frias being young. Well, he's only 18.
It's him being young, but also
for who? For a rental.
That's what I was going to say. Is there the opportunity?
We got fleeced. Oh, Doug, watch this. Shock.
At least they have audio that other markets can pick off if they're listening in Milwaukee. What are they saying in St. Louis? Let's take a listen. Hey, what's your favorite fry?
Whoa.
And they're a little disappointed that that's the breakdown. Apparently, this Frias, he's only 18. They're saying a lot of power, a lot of upside. He's young, but could turn into something. Again, that one with Romero and May, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I would agree with Milwaukee. I don't know anything about the prospect other than what you read. It seems like a lot.
Have you seen Ragsdale's numbers? Crazy.
Josiah.
Yeah. He's hitting 316, 51 ribbies, 19 home runs.
He's the double-A guy. He's a little bit ahead of Frias.
Yeah. The deal makes perfect sense for the Cardinals.
Yes.
But as a cautionary tale, every team in baseball has players in the minor leagues putting up big numbers. These guys weren't even in the top 10.
Take that, Jackson.
These guys weren't even in the top 10 on the Brewers prospect list, neither guy. So while they both look promising, we've seen a lot of guys tear it up in the minors and never either don't get to the majors or fizzle out. I mean, we've seen one after the next with the Cardinals. So you just have to be careful and realistic about how good these guys are going to be.
It is in the rankings.
Shut
are
up,
confusing.
Ravioli Head.
There's MLB Pipeline, and then there's Baseball America. And Baseball America had the Frias guys number 8 in the Brewers system. But again, I agree.
I give a damn about those numbers. Look at the slash line. Look what he's actually doing.
Look at the slash line.
Look at playing baseball. They moved him up to double-A quickly.
He's playing baseball. Doug,
playing
you thought
baseball.
he was not.
Playing baseball. I don't care about some ranking.
To Doug's point, everybody does cartwheels. Oh, look at the ranking of the prospects. Jack Flaherty traded 3 summers ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got to cash in while you can.
Dylan Carlson,
got
he was
Drew
going to be a
Rom,
star.
Cesar
Gorman.
Prieto.
Yep.
Zach Showalter.
Shock.
I like that. I'm going to borrow that.
Well, here's where I come in on this because, as always, like back when we had an NFL team and we would have the draft analysis, Jimmy Kennedy comes to mind. Martin, I'm sure that one is.
He fell to him. They couldn't believe he was there.
Yeah, and then he wasn't for a long time in the NFL. We don't know. I mean, that's the reality. But you can analyze an organization's strategy. And so if you are, for example, an Arizona Diamondbacks fan, I would imagine that's pretty frustrating this morning that the one acquisition for a team that has, perhaps surprisingly, surged into a real chance to be a playoff contender in a division that they went into this year knowing that was, 99% not going to be theirs with the Dodgers in it. And your one acquisition is Lars Nootbaar. I like when an organization picks a lane, and the Cardinals have picked a lane with Chaim Bloom. So, yes, I understand that to get excited about prospects is, from my standpoint, fool's gold, because the reality is almost all of us have not seen these guys play, and then you don't know how it's going to play out. But it's like a portfolio in that you need to diversify, and you need to be taking action, and at least the Cardinals are taking action. I felt like they kind of played this, we're kind of in, we're kind of out in 2016, 2017, 2018, and then those chickens come home to roost in the 2020s. So I like that they're taking this strategy. I realize we are used to the other side of it and being the buyers and capitalizing on when the A's were letting go of McGuire, or the Phillies were letting go of Rowland, or the Angels were letting go of Edmonds. And then eventually Matt Holliday's situation and Nolan Arenado's situation and Paul Goldschmidt's situation. But this is where the organization is, and at least they're picking a lane. So in that stance, I like it. For the record, USA Today, following the trade deadline, ranking the farm systems. As of 24 hours ago, the Cardinal farm system was ranked 8th. And after the acquisitions yesterday throughout baseball, the Cardinals are now 5th in Major League Baseball. The number 1 prospects farm system, who do you think it is?
Brewers.
Good guess. They're number 4.
Dodgers.
Number 2. Seattle Mariners are number 1.
No.
Number 2, Dodgers. Nationals 3. Brewers 4. Cardinals now up to number 5. The Cardinals took advantage of a desperate Brewers team willing to overspend to acquire some pitching help. Dustin May and JoJo Romero were not worth 2 mid-tier prospects, which is exactly what St. Louis got in return. While Frias and Ragsdale are not expected to be massive, huge impact players, they will provide depth and potential big league value to the club in the future. That is from USA Today this morning.
If you think about what Chaim Bloom's done over the past, 6+ months, you traded Arenado, Contreras, Donovan, Gray, May, Romero, Nootbaar, all established big league guys, and you got 14 players in return. So of those 14, I guess the hope, Doug, is maybe a handful turn into impactful players, whether they're outfielders down the road or pitchers in the next couple of years. I think that was always the goal. And now, it may not turn out. I think it's important to do what they're doing. It's good to replenish the minor leagues and fleece some other teams that are desperate to make a move right now. I think what happens is it's over-celebrated. There's no trophy for winning the prospect,
No.
I think it gets a little
What if you're on the winners or losers list?
I just think people are like, yeah, we did it, all right. I'm like, well, okay, let's see if it pays off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's necessary, and I think they've done it.
You think there's celebration?
Oh, I think there's a lot of prospect nerds that get excited about.
Oh, really? Okay, I
think they just celebrate.
That's not my scene, I guess.
Well, right. I think
I'm more into the kink websites.
Oh, gosh.
Craig, would you say you guys should be bullying these hoes? In other words, I think Chaim Bloom's doing what was necessary. I agree with that. I just think some people feel like there's trophies being handed out. Now, let's see. I'm glad they're doing it. Okay. Some people get a little overexcited.
Yeah, we won't really know until 2 or 3 years down the road, I suppose.
Papers took a hit.
Listen, numbers don't lie. Guys,
Martin, they don't.
OPS of 1,000 deuce, and there you are scoffing.
1,000 deuce to the head, what you said.
Yeah, and you're there. Look at you scoffing. I can see it in your eyes.
Sometimes numbers do lie if you're putting that up against pitchers that are never going to see the major leagues.
He can only hit who's they put on the mound.
I understand that. And the guys who make it have put up big numbers, too, just like these guys.
Right.
That's all you can go by.
Maybe first step.
That's all you can go by. But still, we've seen way too many examples of guys who tear it up in the minors and either don't ever get to the majors or just kind of fizzle out.
So you are upset that they made these moves?
No, I didn't say that at all. I've said several times the moves make perfect sense. I just said be cautious about
Jackson, he wants you to be cautious.
About all of the prospects they get, because as often as not, they don't turn into impactful players. They just don't. You wish they do. You got to take your shot. No, every trade they made sense to me. But I don't think you can look at these guys with the Brewers and say, oh, good, now the Cardinals now they're in really good shape. We won't know for 2 or 3 years if they even make it to the major leagues.
Your ambivalence is starting to piss me off. No, I think a major difference, Tim, especially when we were doing balloon parties, how often were off-season or deadlines where the lack of developed homegrown pitching talent was hamstringing this team for so long, where they'd have to get these rentals for $10 million a year. And you could consider Dustin May for that at the time, but as Martin said earlier, as soon as he got traded or signed, it was he's going to get flipped at the deadline. But now you have guys like McGreevy, Leahy, Palante. You still have Richard Fitz down in the minors.
Got the pearl necklace.
Got Quinn Matthews who looks solid. You have Tekoa Roby's looking like he's going to come back next season. Now you have something where you don't have to go out and spend that stupid money and can work on developing younger guys or going to get offensive talent that they couldn't do for the last couple of years.
That's the flip side. That's the optimistic side.
Right.
I appreciate that. The other side is, how many years did we hear about how great Tink Hintz was going to be? They just DFA'd him.
Right.
They didn't trade him. They didn't send him down. They just said,
Sad
nothing.
ending for him, yeah, no doubt.
Just cut him completely. You just don't know.
Right. But again, it's like a portfolio in that you have to diversify your stock. Pucks on net. You got to fire a bunch of pucks on net. And what laid the foundation, really, if you go back a quarter century to the run that started in 2000 for the Cardinals, was that they had developed their homegrown talent with starting pitching. Now, again, you've got to be, now at this point, probably in your mid to late 30s to recall this. But when they went out to get Edgar Renteria, Darryl Kyle, Jim Edmonds, and you had the financial benefits of the McGuire run, it was because you had a foundation of young starting pitching with Matt Morris, Rick Ankiel, Alan Bennis, that you could then supplement by bringing in pitchers and then eventually position players such as Renteria, Edmonds, eventually Roland, and then pitchers like Darryl Kyle and then eventually Jason Isringhausen, because you had built that up. So ideally, you continue to find players in your own system via the guys that are there now or through trades. And yeah, maybe 1 out of 10 hits, but as long as 1 out of 10 hits, or maybe 2 out of 10, as it looks like you may have now with Weatherholt and Walker, that's when you can start to supplement once they come into their prime. So from that standpoint, and listen, I don't think anybody's sitting here angry about it. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen anything so far in the text inbox. And like I said, I'm more into the kink websites and not the prospect ranking websites. So Martin,
they often overlap.
The Venn diagram is tight. But Jackson, you're angry now with Doug, and I hate to see that. Doug's ambivalence is starting to really piss you off.
Yeah, it's starting to really get under my skin. No,
I think they're going to have to go the route they're going, because unlike the situation in the early 2000s when they had so many great teams, I don't think the Cardinals financially are in a position anymore to compete for the premier free agent talent or even trade for some of the guys making big time money as they once were.
Well, good news. There's a work stoppage in 5 months.
Yeah, maybe that'll change it.
Yeah. We got Bob Costas talking about that with Rich Eidson. Some good exchange there on Eisen's show. You can give your thoughts at 314-399-9646. That's how you can text in. Air Comfort Service text inbox. 272 friends are in that TMASTL YouTube chat right now, which is brought to you by Form Energy. The Overbearing Sports Dad says Delmar Gardens has memory care openings. Is that a live read in there? Are they doing live reads in the Form Energy? Illini DK is in there talking to Scott 8671 and Murphy VR and Chris Aru. They're all in there, and you can join in. And Eric in the Central West End has texted in, Martin, to say Bob Costas sucks. So everybody is expressing their thoughts, but you can call in, and Stafford is on the line. Jackson Stafford wants to talk it over.
First?
And I just got wrapped.
Well, if he can hang out through the break.
Boy, sideways with Doug, in charge of Tim. This guy papers.
Is Stafford going to hang through the break, Chairman?
I hope so. I really hope so.
That's a good tease.
Take the break. Stafford, please hold if you can't. I get it.
So we're talking to Stafford through the show instead of picking up the phone.
That's correct.
As talking directly to him.
That's right. Doug, it's Stafford.
I don't think Milwaukee radio will be clipping any of this off.
We'll take a break, and Doug Stafford is waiting for us on the other side. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN has your chance to win a pair of single-day passes for the BMW Championship, August 18th through the 23rd at Bellerive Country Club, including access to the Trophy Club presented by Michelob Ultra. See the top PGA players in the world compete while enjoying the Trophy Club presented by Michelob Ultra, located alongside the 7th green, featuring shaded seating and indoor lounge, a variety of food and beverage options for purchase, including off-site parking and shuttle service and more. Find your chance to win that pair of single-day passes for the BMW Championship at Bellerive Country Club, including access to the Trophy Club presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. Right now at 101.
Doug, I can't get enough of this. Who's this? Is this Vivica Fox?
I don't know who it is. I just watched the opening scene of Kill Bill yesterday. It was all Vivica Fox.
How about that? What about Uma Thurman?
Both of them.
And there's 2 Kill Bills?
Yeah, but he considers it one movie.
But do you have to see 2 of them? Like when at the theater, were they back to back?
Listen to this.
He released a full one.
So who's that right there? Was that Joey Fatone right there?
I think it was Joey Fatone, right, Chairman?
Sounded like it.
That's our yell leader.
Oh, like A&M?
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't walk into this stadium and expect to walk out with a win.
No.
Who cares if you win or lose if you got this going on in the crowd?
That's exactly right.
Right. Have a seat, Blacksburg.
Oh, listen to this, Doug. It's the brass section.
Horns.
We need some high schools to do it this year on Friday Night Football.
The University High School will be happy to oblige. I speak on their behalf.
Did you ever join the U-High band at all?
No, I was a stat guy.
Can you imagine being in the Cardinal front office and going to a high school football game and hearing the band playing this? Everybody's singing along and saying, what the hell?
Nook is on board.
He's going to come by.
Poll.
He's going to either this week or next. He's going to stop by. I said we need to do a little deeper dive on what this poll's all about.
Yeah.
We're going to put a finger in his chest.
Yep.
And he said, sounds good.
Hey, you know what? Acknowledge that you know what the people want, and you're going to give the people what you want. That's what Vince McMahon's business model was, Doug.
And it worked for him.
It did.
Made him a billionaire.
That's right.
Got him in a lot of trouble along the way.
That's a matter of opinion.
Right.
Well,
got to spend money
the
to make
opinion
money.
of the courts.
Get involved on the program. Here's how you do it. 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service. Text inbox. Call in. Callier and Thompson phone lines. 314-974-0101. Email it for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Coming your way at 9:45 on the polosplus.com dossier. And 101 ESPN will be giving you Guns N' Roses tickets if you win the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Find all the ticket information for the concert Saturday, August 16th at Busch Stadium by going to 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN app and the TMA STL app. 2 different apps. Download both of them. You can get a chance to score free tickets for Guns N' Roses right now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. That's the prize for winning the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com is the email address. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. That's Seth Goldcamp and his team. And, man, I'll tell you, for early August, we've got some pretty temperate temperatures here. 88 degrees for a high today. Beautiful day, sunny in St. Louis. And with the Rockies coming to town, high of 87 on Friday, high of 89 on Saturday. Any issues you run into with your HVAC system, go to the place that Martin goes to, that Doug goes to, that I go to. And that's Design Air Heating and Cooling, the longest-running sponsor on the morning after. More than a decade. Online at DesignAirService.com. Doug, you wanted to hear from Stafford on the Callier and
People are
Thompson phone line.
texting in saying, for the love of God, get to Stafford.
Doug, here he is. Stafford is on 101ESPN.com. Good morning, Stafford.
This is Sanford.
Sanford.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Hello, Sanford.
Doug's problem with the cable, he can see the Yankee game last night at 12 o'clock on Matrix Channel 32 if you have an antenna.
This afternoon I can see it.
Yeah, at 12 or 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's only an hour.
Oh, they cut it down.
Game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I may just do that. Well, thanks for that tip because I missed it last night. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sanford.
Yeah.
Okay, is that your first name, Sanford?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. We thought it was Stafford.
Well, it's not the college. It's Sanford. SANFORD.
Do you have a son?
No.
Okay, he's going to be
sensational.
Cat liked it.
Sanford and Son. Well, Sanford, thanks for calling in with helpful tips. Doug, you may want to get him on speed dial.
Sure. Yeah, with my TV viewing. Thank you, Sanford. All right, he's gone.
That's a nice hole, Bill.
All right.
You know, that was like a prospect that you get at the deadline that you hype up and then unfortunately you never really hear from again.
No.
Jackson, did you like his slash line?
Well, his feet aren't all that blue. I got to be honest with you.
It was Sanford, not Stafford. I was going to say, does a gentleman have a name Stafford?
Interestingly enough, Martin's Bong in the Form Energy YouTube chat says, BS, that was Pestis from Festus. Did sound a little like Pestis.
We haven't heard from him since the housing crisis.
Listener of the Year candidate, that's from the TMA Reddit Insider.
Housing crisis.
You can call in. I don't know if anybody wants to follow that.
Yeah.
But 314-974-0101, that is how you can get involved on the program here. There they are. Chairman Kurt's active over there.
Let's load them up. What do you think? Well, let's take some grades, Tim.
Yeah, trade deadline grades.
How about the fact that Mozeliak was decisive and blows up and just trades everybody?
Mm-hmm.
I think it sets the stage for him to stay, because now you go, well, this is going to take more work than I thought. Living in SoCal. This is about a 3-year window here. New country club membership.
Oh, you think he's Bel Air?
I don't know. And they're saluting him and saying, great job, Mo. They're picking a lane, the Angels are. And people in St. Louis are like, wait a minute, that guy?
And he left a couple of bullets in the chamber.
I thought they were going to trade Trout.
Zach Nato, you thought Trout?
I thought it might be like for his sake, just get out of there. What's the point of staying?
The Cardinals were listed by ESPN.com because, Doug, the Bible is winners and losers list.
Oh, yeah.
As a winner at the trade deadline of the team's trading players, St. Louis president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom, did an excellent job acquiring 2 potential impact outfielders and Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale for the Brewers for Dustin May and JoJo Romero, and then a possible starting pitcher in Daniel Egan from the Diamondbacks for Lars Nootbaar. The Cardinals' makeover in a short time has been impressive as they now feature one of the youngest lineups in the majors with 2 stars in Jordan Walker and J.J. Weatherholt, and now one of the more intriguing farm systems in the sport. Frias and Ragsdale both now fit into the organization's top 10. That is from ESPN.com. Doug, you wanted to hear from more callers.
Okay.
You got it. Here we go. Papers, we now have Rich on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Rich, good morning. You're on with Doug Vaughn.
Good morning. I think the Cardinals did a pretty good job. I wish you guys would stop talking about Bertelsen. He was never going to be traded. He's a top 40 offensive player in the whole league. He's under control. He's a former batting champion, AAA. You guys hear a rumor, and everybody gets crazy. Paper today says he rewarded us with 3 home runs for not being traded. He was never going to be traded.
Calm down.
Rich is fired up, Doug.
It doesn't matter if we throw that possibility around. It only
John
matters
Morosi of MLB Network reporting it. So then we reported what John Morosi reported.
Well,
Are you
calm
saying
down.
you would prefer we not report what John Morosi reports? What is the grievance, Rich?
No, I just don't see why you carry it on. I mean, the guy's a great player, and he's young, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, we know that now. I guess we didn't really know that yesterday, but I think most Cardinal fans are happy that he's still here.
Oh, yeah. Best hitter on the team.
Probably so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So, that's all.
Thank you, Rich.
We'll knock it off.
Hey.
Yeah, you've been told, Doug.
Yeah.
Doug, that was Rich.
Knock off all this trade chatter.
You can call
This
in.
show's come a long way from Adam and Ray King calling in. We really have evolved.
Caller Adam's my wife's favorite caller, Doug.
No, not mine. He's been suspended on many occasions.
Caller Adam, you can call in with your analysis at 314-974-0101. And then, of course, in the Form Energy YouTube chat, they want us to block Rich from calling in. That's from Mr. Seawalk. And that call did not play well. Eggplant emoji. Doug wants you to suspend Rich.
Well, I'm not going to, because I'm going to allow him to have it say he didn't say anything vile.
Reasonable.
Yeah, he said nothing vile.
Did he say Bertelsen?
It did sound like I heard a D in there, but you never know.
I know Rich. Good guy.
You know Rich? Mm-hmm. How do you know Rich?
Family friend.
Is that right?
Yeah, real good guy. Incredible golfer.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Does he compress it?
Short game like you wouldn't believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is he a dangerous 6?
I'm not sure on his number.
Doug, is he a 6?
I've never seen him
He's a great
play.
golfer. And great guy.
All right.
Look at papers.
Well, I'm happy now that he was not suspended.
He just got takes, We all got takes.
Sure.
Alec Burleson had takes following his 3 home run game last night. Here is the Cardinal first baseman.
You're good, Doug.
What was the focus tonight?
The starter, he's got a really good heater, so you got to time it up. And then Hill's got a really good sinker. You got to get under it. And then the last guy, a lot of the guys before me scared him off his changeup, so I got a slider to hit. But, up and down, I think we did a really good job. We battled the starter. We got him out in 3 innings. So any night you can do that, it's probably going to be a good night for you.
You put up some really great numbers in New York this season and in your career. What is it about this place?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the traffic. Maybe I enjoy the traffic. I don't know. But
what happened?
Water.
They got him. You missed it, Doug. They got him good.
Just a minor bath, guys. Just minor. You deserve that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got a little too. How does that feel?
It's really cold.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Doug, that was the end of the interview after he was hit with
Jose
some water.
Fermin was the main culprit there.
And then later on in the post-game show, Martin, McGreevy and Fermin were just walking around in the background. I don't know what the hell was going on. Did anybody catch that?
I did not catch
Danny
that.
Wexelman and Brad Thompson were talking it over, and, this is like 30 minutes after the game's over, and they're just walking around in the background at Yankee Stadium. There's nobody in the ballpark. I don't know what the hell was going on.
What if they had any friends there? They were just like talking to them in the stands.
I watched a few games at Yankee Stadium. Boy, that short porch.
Short porch and right. But you made the call yesterday.
I know. But Trent Grisham's check swing home run.
That's why I left Minute Maid Park after Berkman's check swing home run off Chris Carpenter that was about to send the Astros to the World Series in 2005 until Albert Pujols hit a real home run.
Yeah,
there were a couple balls last night that aren't close to home runs at Busch Stadium.
Grisham hit that one like a sand wedge and it got out. I don't get it.
The Church home run might not have left Busch Stadium, but it turned into a 3-1.
You know what I'm going to do, Doug? I'm going to go on StatCast and find out.
Okay.
How many of those
like
balls?
that.
Yeah, there you go, Papers.
I think Chip Carey's stat was the Cardinals had hit 5 home runs post All-Star break going into the game, and then they hit 5 in the game.
How about that? Chairman Kurt is having a big day on these Callier and Thompson phone.
I'm just going to skip the text. Nick has a quick comment.
Nick is on 101 ESPN and the TMASTL YouTube channel here on the morning after. Nick, good morning. You're on with Jackson Burkett.
Good morning, guys. As a fan, one thing that's been driving me nuts all year, and I'd like your take on this. How the hell did Stanek make the team? He doesn't fit the makeup. He's an old veteran that has had 3 crappy years in a row, and we're trying to develop young players. They couldn't have put in any dumb, young, 20-year-old anybody?
Dumb, young. No, I think it is a fair question, Nick.
Opening day closer.
But I do think they just wanted somebody down there who'd been around the game. Being honest, I think they knew he wasn't a star, but having a somewhat of a veteran type in the bullpen to go with some, another veteran type to go with some of these younger. I think that's why. But I get your frustration.
Yeah, it's just it stunned me to begin with. It again rant over, but it just the whole year drove me nuts, and he just continues. He's not good.
How about the fact, Nick, he's having a better year than the last 2? His ERA in 2024 6.06. Last year 5.30. This year under 5.
Coming along.
Yeah, great. What's his contract status?
Doug, you have Stanek's numbers up in front of you?
I'm sure he's a free agent.
They do have to have enough arms just to get through a season. And I think in general they want their most promising minor league pitchers to be starters down there for as long as they can. So that I'm sure they were just looking for a veteran innings eater out of the bullpen when they signed Stanek.
1 year, 3.5 there, Nick, and then he's got a club option next year for 6.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Nick.
right, Nick.
That's Nick in Queens. What else we got? What other boroughs are chiming in today?
Yeah, Staten Island. Where's Pete in Staten Island? That's
Feels
my
like
guy.
a little WFANS today. I like it.
Keep the board rolling.
I will. Let's see what kind of cash as a meat and potatoes guy can I offer to you guys? I'll just put $100 on the table, right to your Venmos. Venmo for rolls. The highest paid player on the St. Louis Cardinals now, that Dustin May and his $12.5 million.
And even Newt and Romero being gone.
That's right.
They were up there.
Who's
Let's go. You got 3 seconds. I can't just let this out. Go. 1, 2, 3. You're out.
Stanek.
No. Jackson Burkett.
Burleson.
No. Chairman Kurt.
Pozo.
No.
Not even on the team.
I needed a second.
Pucks on net. Pucks on net. That's it. You got to be put to the test.
Who's on the bench?
Call clock on you at the World Series of Poker, and you think he's in there.
Palante.
No.
And Weatherhold. It's one guy Weatherhold. He just signed this big contract.
Y'all can name everybody. Y'all ain't going to get it.
Oh, it's Arnott or Gray or one of those guys. Oh.
No. Active member of the Cardinals.
Fred Bird.
You'll probably see him pitch tonight. His name is Caleb Ferguson, and he was acquired yesterday from the Cincinnati Reds.
Question, you jerk.
That's what the answer is. The answer is Caleb Ferguson. Doug, he's making $4.5 million.
Well, what does Weatherhold make now that he's signed?
That doesn't start until next year. He doesn't start getting paid extra this year.
Caleb Ferguson, acquired for $250,000 in international money, is making $4.5 million. And he is your lefty reliever for the remaining, is it 49 games, I believe? There it is, Doug. Caleb Ferguson, which is what you kind of expected.
Makes you wonder why they would get him and even take on that money. He's not going to.
I think Nick's going to call back in and say, "What are we doing? Where's a young dumb guy? Why are we signing this older guy, Caleb Ferguson, who's been around the game for a while?" Caleb Ferguson is now JoJo Romero. Hunter Dobbins, I guess, is now Dustin May. Although what role, we'll see. That means who is Lars Nootbaar moving forward?
Right, they got to bring some because they lost.
I'm going to guess, and people, we got to wait on Baez. You could ruin his Rookie of the Year status if you call Baez up. I wonder if Youngry gets a call just for a couple of weeks.
You think they go him or Sajasi?
I think you need more of a true outfielder, but that's a great question.
Well, they've thrown a lot of different relievers out there. They're bringing in guys now you can't even pronounce their names.
I'm telling you, I don't know who some of these guys are.
Yeah.
Like Justin Brule was like a stranger early in the season, and now he seems like an old friend to come over and have a scotch.
Yeah.
Because I see some of these guys come out.
He stops by every night, doesn't he?
Yeah. Justin Brule's in your living room every night.
Let me tell you something.
Night.
I was on McGreevy strikeout total last night, bet it at 5, and I got home. I think that was his final out, actually, because he went 4 1/3. Had Joe Buck all worked up on the Twitter tweets last night. He was fired up.
What was that about?
He was fired. Joe, call in 314-974-0101. Yeah, he was fired up about it, but I see where he was coming from. And then walks 1 or under and hits allowed 4 under. All came home. And then when the Cardinals were up 6-0, and then it got to 6-3, I got to be honest with the audience because, Doug, this is honesty in media. I then bet the Yankees, and then sure enough, they got to 7-6. And I don't know why, I cashed out and got my money, and then the Cardinals made the Sunday charge, and it was 11-7, and I'm in this group text, and we're going crazy about all the runs, and I see with still 6 outs to go for the Cardinals and 6 out to go for the Yankees, the line was 19.5. And I'm thinking with the fire squad the Cardinals have out there and the fire squad the Yankees have out there, they're going to score more than 19.5 runs. Barely did, fortunately, because they only got to 20, but that was with the final home run and got paid. Big night on the wagering front. Never, though, saw a 20-run game, and I guess the only way it would have happened, you would think, is if the Yankees were the ones doing that, because the Cardinals, Martin, as you noted earlier, Chip Carey giving that stat, 5 home runs since the All-Star break. Now it's 10 because they got all those home runs last night. Big performance, and in that capacity, encouraging, because you know that had to be a tough day and a couple of weeks that were probably pretty tough for the team, wondering who was going to be a teammate on the morning of August 4th and who was not. But then that gets us into the conversation regarding McGreevy and being pulled, and that was a friend of the program, Joe Buck's contention last night on the Twitter tweets. So when McGreevy got pulled, he was at how many pitches? Was it 91? That's what I thought it was. And he had, and I was monitoring his pitch count closely because of my strikeout bet. And I'm going, oh, this sucks. He's not going to get there. But then he finally got there. So Joe was making this observation. So what is it? The Cardinals just sold at the deadline. Good. And now, after a 2-run home run, they lead 6-2 in the 5th. And just because there are lefties coming up, they don't want to see if McGreevy can get through at least 5 innings up 4. How do they learn or grow? And when Joe puts that out there, a bunch of people respond. Doug, did you see MJ Winkler's response?
No, missed it completely.
MJ Winkler wrote, nope, algorithm said you had to pull him and risk overextending your bullpen yet again. I think MJ Winkler probably was being facetious. Joe responded in a quote retweet, "How can there be definitive analytics on something that rarely happens? Now is the time to see what he can do. Does logic ever enter the room? You just sold off. Why not? If you can't push now, when will you know his real limits? Instead, now you got 14 outs from a tired bullpen. Don't you want your starting pitcher to say, this is my game? Yes, team game, but my game. Gave up a 2-run home run. Okay, back to work. Instead, go sit down. We have 28 more guys to finish. This is the time to see. Okay, off my lawn, then wonder why guys can't go deep. Got it." That was Joe Buck last night on the Twitter tweets.
And then Derek Gould even quote tweeted Joe and said, talked about this with McGreevy and Marmol post-game, that they were trying to win the game, essentially, instead of working through it, which is counter to what they were saying earlier this year when Liberatore was struggling. They said, we're going to keep rolling him out there because he's got to learn.
No.
So that's when it's frustrating as a fan or someone following the team. We get it. It's all about learning. That's what this season is. Guys are going to have to battle through. But then at a moment like that, you say, well, we're trying to win the game. Like, well, I thought we were trying to learn, especially now that the team has done a nosedive post-All-Star break. More than ever, I think, as a viewer, you'd say, all right, I get it. And if McGreevy gets knocked around a little bit, you'd say, oh, I see what they were trying to do. See if we can get through 5, especially with their bullpen issues. I agreed with Joe. I was just surprised to see him fired up and firing off tweets.
Yeah.
Should have been packing the boxes. There he is, firing tweets. Joe, call in.
314-974-0101 if you are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. If you are in the Football Hall of Fame, you get to the front of the line. Except now Larry Nichols on hold.
Yeah.
Doug, so
Joe it goes second position. Joe, it goes Larry Nickel, a man potentially named Stafford.
Right.
And then Cooperstown's own Joe.
That's correct.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right, Natty Nate. And then maybe McGreevy's going to be on, I believe.
He'll be after Rich.
Yeah, Rich is a rising star who has a great short game.
Great hands.
What, inside of like 25 yards? Is this inside of 100 yards?
I'd say 15 then. He's a great overall golfer, but
you would think
impressive.
Where McGreevy goes, you would think if this is a guy that's going to be one of your stalwart pitchers, if this is a guy you're going to build a staff around, one of the guys, at some point you're going to need to see if he can go a little longer than 90 pitches, if he can get you 6 or 7 innings even. I don't know how you think long-term it's going to continue to work where you take a guy out at the first sign of trouble in the 4th inning. You just don't. There's not enough arms in the bullpen to run a whole season like that. There just aren't.
Here is the story in the Post-Dispatch regarding this specific issue. A 2-run home run in the 5th inning knocked starter Michael McGreevy from the game before he could qualify for a win despite the 6-run tailwind. Do you like that, Doug, 6-run tailwind?
I don't mind it.
I really enjoyed it. McGreevy said he wanted to use the lead as a reason to, quote, suffocate them with strikes early on, end quote. And that worked for 4 scoreless innings, but his pitch count swelled. And when Austin Wells hit a 2-run home run on his 91st pitch, the Cardinals made the decision to quell trouble and go to the bullpen. You've just got to go for it at that point, McGreevy said. And trouble bubbled anyway. Acquired on Sunday from Washington, Yankees first baseman Luis Garcia Jr. introduced himself to his new team Monday with a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 7th, and his 2-run shot off George Soriano flipped the game on the Cardinals. When they once had a led 6-0, they now trailed 7-6 and had already spent 2 of their late-inning right-handed relievers. The first 6 batters of the 8th inning reached and later scored as the Cardinals responded. So quite a little spot, and then that speaks to you have a thin bullpen, and they pulled McGreevy at 91 pitches. As you were watching the game, were you surprised by that? In the moment, were you?
Well, I couldn't watch it. My cable went out.
Doug's cable was out.
I'll watch the replay today at noon or 4 on Matrix.
Martin, were you surprised?
Doug, they were playing the New York Yankees. They're based in the Bronx.
I saw that.
Michael McGreevy is a starting pitcher for the Cardinals.
Right.
He's on the mound there. I wasn't surprised, but I was disappointed. I kind of thought, you know what, and Joe tweeted it, but I was thinking, let's see if we can get through the 5th. Now, wins don't matter, but I think the players, they do.
Yeah.
And you got a healthy lead, and maybe you cough it up, but that's on you. You got a chance to get a win. Those guys care about that. Got to get through 5 to get the win. I think McGreevy, if he's on a lie detector, wants to get through that inning. Now, he may fail, but I think I would have let him go a little longer.
I felt really bad for the Cardinals TV production who hit play on the Lars Nootbaar goodbye video as Austin Wells torched one into right field and played while he walked around to the bases.
Well, they're rights holders. They're covering it up.
Literally,
so that's what it was? They didn't want to show the
home run. Let's focus on Lars.
Like Lars opens his mouth and Austin Wells cranks one into right field.
Farewell to Nootbaar and the baseball.
Do you think Nootbaar would have been as popular as he was if his name was Bill Smith and not Lars Nootbaar? It's kind of fun to say.
Some of it was, well, the Newt, the
nice
crowd.
Bill.
And a really pleasant guy.
Yeah.
And he seemed truly emotional.
Yeah, we have that
in his
audio.
farewell.
The Cardinals sent this out on their Instagram. Here's Lars Nootbaar.
Hey, Cardinal fans. Lars Nootbaar here. It's an emotional time for me. I just want to thank you guys for everything. From being an 8th-round draft pick in 2018 to being on the team in 21 on that 17-game win streak, being able to play with legends in the game in 2022, winning the division, all the way to this day forward. You guys have had my back and gave me great support from a kid that wasn't a high prospect at all. You guys embraced me like I was, and St. Louis was a special place. It's the only place I've ever known, and I bought a house there and everything, and you know, this is tough, but I just want to thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done. You guys mean way more to me than I've ever meant to you guys, and thank you.
An emotional Lars Nootbaar.
Yeah, well, that's why
right after he was told about the trade, he recorded that video with the Cardinal digital team, and that was posted from, I hope you don't mind this term, the bowels of Yankee Stadium.
I didn't mind it. I suppose since he's been out of college, that's been his family. That's been the only place he's really worked. He's been with those teammates and those coaches since he got out of school, and so he's with them. Who knows how many hours a day, almost 24 hours a day for 6 straight months, so that they get a real close bond. And I'm sure if you don't want to be traded, it's disappointing and emotional for you.
He came along at a good time. He had Arenado, Goldschmidt, Wainwright, Molina. They make that run in 21, at least get to the postseason. Then the next year, Albert's his teammate. He got to see Pujols up close. 575 career games. And I thought it was interesting that he said, you gave me more than I ever gave you, or whatever, like more than I deserved. And I would say, as a guy, like just how he carried himself, it's how I would want to be, like, just polite, always polite to everybody around him.
Steven Time, I gather, has a rapport with him. It doesn't surprise me with the knowledge Steven Time has brought to this program in the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Tim, he was emotional because he locked in a 2.9% interest rate on his St. Louis home, and now he has to move. That's from Steven Time. Was that included in the video? I didn't.
They edited that.
He didn't say that. Buh. You can probably pretty much pay cash. You guys know his middle name? Anybody?
Bill.
Anybody? Very common middle name. Anybody?
I should know this. I don't.
Taylor Tatsuji.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. Lars Taylor Tatsuji Nootbaar.
I like that.
King Martin, do you like a good kielbasa?
Yeah, actually.
And now with interest rates, 6% or so mortgage rates in Arizona, where it's more expensive in the Phoenix area.
That's what the emotion was about?
I think so.
And in Jupiter, Nootbaar was renting Arenado's house.
Because rates are so high.
Oh, HOA fees,
These guys sharing houses, man.
Yep.
Although, doesn't Arizona train right there in Phoenix? He won't have to rent a house.
Yeah, well, I was saying in Jupiter last year.
So reduce that expense.
Yeah,
that's big.
that's out.
Maybe
He's probably living with Arenado right now, so they're saving some money.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Arenado has 3 bedrooms?
I don't know.
Housing's pretty expensive there. When you're only making $40 million a year, I don't know that you could afford a 4-bedroom house.
Doug, good news. The Collier and Thompson phone lines are active. Yep. Kurt with a C, who really likes Jackson, is on there. Larry Nickel is on there. You're welcome to get on there as well at 314-974-0101. You can also express your feelings with 325 of your friends in the TMA STL YouTube channel. That's where they hang out in the Form Energy YouTube chat, Form Energy, and Michelob Ultra. TMA sponsors, and we are grateful for their support. Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. Wonderful weather in the forecast here in the St. Louis area this week. Get out and enjoy it with friends, with family, and enjoy a Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbohydrates. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. It's Michelob Ultra. The program's called TMA. We close out the Healthcare Evolution 7 o'clock hour at 8:11. It's TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals get off on the right foot in the Bronx with a win last night. Back in action tonight against the Yankees, 6:05 p.m. first pitch. Hunter Dobbins on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
Doug, what do we got going here?
I don't know.
There it is.
Is it Boots?
Oh, yeah. It's a Bootsy Tuesday.
Bootsy Tuesdays here on TMA.
Sacks.
Let's get Boots Day on.
Boots Randolph?
Boots Day was a Cardinals coach.
Show prep ass.
Yeah, played for the Cardinals briefly, too.
It's all right.
Joe Patini.
Good baseball man.
Yep. I like that term.
I don't like it. Do they have some coaches that aren't good baseball men? Well, there's Joe Patina. He's a good baseball guy. And here's Joe Blow. Boy, doesn't know a damn thing about the game, but he's
It would be a lot better if they would just say it.
The program is called The Morning After. It is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. What a moment yesterday as Daddy Padre was in studio with his brother and the cutie with the glasses, as the Form Energy YouTube chat observed, Doug, as Cardinal Vending is now a TMA sponsor and full circle, as Daddy Padre, of course, won the Stanley Cup with the Blues as their E-Bug in 2019, and then was banned from the show by Ken Iggy Strode. Per Daddy Padre, Iggy blocked him on the TMA social media channels. Jackson, you say that's not true?
I am disputing that officially on behalf of Ken Strode.
Okay, there you go. But either way, Daddy Padre and his family's business, Cardinal Vending, a new sponsor on TMA. And I see what they bring to the table with vending, and it can change your office's, your business's whole work environment. I mean, it's a different level. This is Cardinal Vending, a family-owned and operated business with 3 generations working in the business, proudly serving the St. Louis area since 1987. If your office break room could use an upgrade, and I bet a lot of them could, and you just kind of accept what you got, doesn't have to be that way. Cardinal Vending can help. It's no longer just traditional vending machines. Cardinal Vending offers full-service vending, modern self-checkout micro markets, AI smart coolers, and premium office coffee service. They can convert your existing break room into a modern micro market at no cost to your company. Today's workplace break room is more than chips and candy. Cardinal Vending offers fresh salads, wraps, sandwiches, fresh fruit, protein snacks, healthier options, plus all your favorite beverages and snacks. Imagine not having to go out for lunch and you have a healthy option and a delicious option right in your office break room. That's what Cardinal Vending can do for you. They handle everything for you, from installation and setup to stocking, maintenance, and ongoing service. Get on board with a new TMA sponsor, cardinalvending.net. That's cardinalvending.net, or call 636-343-8866. That's 636-343-8866, or go to cardinalvending.net. Doug, what an exciting day here on these Callier and Thompson phone lines. His friends are calling in left and right following the trade deadline and a thrilling Cardinal victory in the Bronx last night. Jackson, what do we have on those phone lines? Chairman Kurt, we got Kurt with a C, and we got Larry Nickel. And Doug, it's up to you which way you want to go.
Well, let's try Kurt with a C.
Larry Nickel's going to be pissed. Kurt, good morning. You're on 101 ESPN.
Hell to pay.
Hello,
Larry,
Kurt.
how are you guys?
Oh, we're fine. You?
Good. First of all, I was listening to Tim do that promo about Cardinal Vending, and I wish that I was able to work in an office, because it sounds like a great deal, a great benefit to anybody who has an office break room. I don't have that, but
right.
I wish I did. That's amazing.
Yeah, Cardinal Vending, Daddy Padre, Stanley Cup winner.
And I love Daddy Padre, too.
Doug, how about that? An endorsement for Daddy Padre.
This is fabulous. Is this one of his brothers calling?
No. I'm Kurt with a C. Remember, I like Jackson.
That's right. Yeah, you had a thing for Jackson.
I made one phone call 5 months ago telling him how much I enjoyed listening to him break down basketball, and it turned into a whole gay love thing. So.
Yeah, that's on you.
Well, the nice thing is we don't kink shame here, and so if you want to pursue Jackson, we support it, and it'd be great to see you at events henceforth.
Yeah, well, I'll keep it in mind.
Nice.
But I wanted to say, I thought you guys were, everybody was making great points. Everyone in the dais was making great points about the Cardinals' return for Newbar and May and Romero. I think people, they kind of get this idea that you're just going to turn Dustin May into a major league ready prospect. It's not always going to be the case, especially with rentals. Doug, you're right that right now they're all potential. Jackson's right that they look great. Prospect guys are high on them. So I think that, and Tim's right, that you acquire a bunch of bullets.
That's right.
That's right, Stingray. So you fire them. And, yeah, and Doug, I hope that they eventually get back to where they're dealing guys like this to add to their team midseason rather than what they're doing now.
Yeah, me too.
I thought everybody made some great points.
What about Jackson? Jackson's busy this week with the name changes, so you don't get to hear much from your guy.
Well,
no, I thought he was right. The two guys are they do look great, and because I saw that some Brewers fans said that they hope that one of the guys has been hanging out with Wander Franco, and that's the reason why they're getting traded. So they are not happy in Milwaukee with the trade at all. Thank you. Finally.
Yes.
Hold on. Kurt with the C is talking back to the drop. They're having a conversation with the drop. Jackson, do you want to just carry the conversation moving forward with some drops?
Few people can be on local news.
Speaking of local news, I think the biggest trade at the deadline that's not getting a lot of attention is Steve Savard getting traded to KSDK.
That was a trade?
No, it was a free agent acquisition.
Well, whatever it was, it's a huge deal. And I'm curious, like, Doug, and were you working hard to get him back at KMOV?
I haven't worked at KMOV since 2001.
2001?
Or 2021.
Well, you really stopped working.
I shut it down about 20 years ago.
Let's be honest.
Well, I think we know that's not true, that you're still kind of pulling the strings.
Yep. You think?
Well, what were you doing to get him back at KMOV?
Well, he's not back at KMOV. He's at KSDK now.
I know. What were you doing to get him back? What were you trying to do to bring him back to KMOV?
What was your offer?
I offered him, like $16,000 a year, which is not bad in today's media landscape.
It is so awesome that Doug Vaughn has come out to television.
He didn't take it. Somehow we found a better offer.
Martin, what was your offer? What were you pushing for?
A lot of these trades that don't happen were at the table till the last minute. We had been in talks, and we had a meteorologist to be named later, and prompter machine. We just put a lot on the table.
Right.
But it didn't work out.
Still wasn't enough.
Happy for Steve. It was odd to see him Sunday night. He said, "I'm Steve Savard in for Mike Bush." I thought, what world are we living in?
When is Mike Bush's last day? Has that been announced?
It's got to be coming up.
Is that right?
There'll probably be some tears. There'll be some tributes. I'm sure it's...
When did he start, Doug? Do you recall?
85.
You were in Miami probably then. 85, Martin?
Yeah, because he said, I heard him say his 41st year.
Wow,
he switched to news in 2003.
Right after 2001-ish. But after 2001, you're right. It might have been 02, 03.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that the St. Louis market has Savvy back. He's been missed. I'm sorry, Doug, that it didn't work out, that you were able to bring him back.
I'm not involved anymore.
You know you are.
Okay.
Kurt, what do you got going today? You have some work plans?
Well, I remember I live in Washington County, so I'm right around the poverty line and living in a trailer. So, there's no real work going on in my world.
You can't find work?
Sometimes I'll use one of those apps where you work a shift at some factory, but not real consistently.
Okay. But you have a wife and kids, right?
I do, yeah. We're big on SNAP and the WIC thing, so.
You're big on what now?
I think he's saying that they're getting some government benefits, and I don't know performative or not.
SNAP
Jackson,
benefits.
what do you think?
Okay.
Okay, we've been here a long time. Are we good?
Always ready to pull the trigger.
No. Kurt, what do you think about Jackson as a man in love these days?
Well, I'm happy for him. I'm not surprised that he's back in a relationship. He's a handsome guy. He's tall. That works out to his advantage.
Easy.
What?
This
Well,
Kurt's,
he
this
asked me
Kurt's
what I
feet get
thought.
bluer by the minute.
Okay.
What did he say? I couldn't hear.
I'm a big fan of you, Kurt.
Oh, Doug.
Boy, there's some smoke here. Usually where there's smoke, there is some fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Well, Washington County's got a great fair. Maybe you could get some work there.
Probably. There's probably lots of opportunities down there.
You don't sound too interested in pursuing said work.
Work just seems, once you live down there, you kind of take the attitude like, work, why?
Yeah.
We can just leave our trash on top of our cars, and we'll bring it in. We'll dump it out sometime whenever we're going to town.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your phone line?
All right. Well, that's all I have.
Well, all right, Kurt, that was a lot.
Hopefully you and Jackson connect off air. It seems like there is something going on there. Jackson, you say his feet get bluer by the minute?
Sure seems like it to me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kurt.
I'll see you guys. Thanks.
All right, Kurt.
There you have it.
Well, there's a lot.
Okay.
There wasn't much, but yet there was a lot.
I like some nice late breaking action on that one.
Now I'm afraid I've angered Larry.
I guarantee you've angered Larry. Larry was actually texting in during Kurt's call, angry as a hornet.
Was he saying, get this MFer off the air? Was that him?
A lot of texts have come in during Kurt's call, but Larry and I got to scroll way down to find it, but it was something along the lines of, can this guy break down professional wrestling better than me?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a Cardinal call, so I thought, well, in the interest of continuity, we've been talking Cardinal baseball. Maybe.
I don't think anyone's upset with your line of reasoning, Doug.
Okay.
Joe Buck is going to join the program here.
About that?
His Twitter tweets, yeah.
Well, he's going to have to get in line because we had Kurt with a C. Now we got Larry.
Yeah, and this show is just jam-packed.
If Rich or Nick decide to chime back in, or Sanford and Son.
And we're giving away Guns N' Roses tickets for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up.
What if Joe wins those?
Wouldn't that be a nice score? So Joe Buck coming up here. I believe McGreevy will join us at some point, too. Maybe he's sleeping in New York before he...
After he's sleepwalking around the stadium.
Yeah, exactly, with Jose Fermin late night. Doug, do you think he's taking a car service or Jackson's helicopter out to Shinnecock today? I don't know. It's one or the other.
Boy, I guess the chopper.
Yeah. Larry, good morning. You're on TMA, and Doug chose Kurt over you.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Well, Larry, as I said, I thought it was going to be a Cardinal baseball call, and we've been talking Cardinals.
Yeah, I saw that. I was watching that on YouTube before I called in.
Okay. What do you have for us today?
First of all, before I break down wrestling, I would like to piggyback on something that Kurt said.
What did he say?
About wanting to get Navarre back to Channel 4.
Well, he's at 5. He's at 5 now.
But you tried to get him to 4.
I know, but it's going to have to do with something else with the Two Fox.
What? What else does it have to do?
Get a traffic reporter to do traffic.
You want Savard to go to Channel 2 to do traffic?
No, I want somebody to do traffic so they can have Haley and Jamie do what they were hired to do, which is weather.
Sounds like HR is chiming. It's getting a little too close to the flame
A little
here.
beef with the corporate structure.
Well, I think we had a traffic reporter who left, and now I think some of the weather folks are helping out, as we all want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Larry, stay in your lane, pal, before my phone starts buzzing. But I'll see what I can do, pal. I'll see what I can do.
Right up the flagpole.
Thanks, Martin.
Put that off. Wow, what a weekend, Doug. 2 nights of SummerSlam and then Raw last night. I don't know what was Doug, what was the highlight for you with 72 hours?
I didn't realize it was going on. What was the highlight of SummerSlam, Larry?
They were at the Vikings headquarters, right?
Oh, were they?
big.
Yeah, they were in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay. And what happened of note?
Well, Brock Lesnar got beat inside Hell in a Cell. He lost to Oba Femi.
Okay, I thought Brock Lesnar had already retired.
Well, that's what he was wanting to make. That's what Brock Lesnar was wanting to make everybody think. But he pulled a ruse.
Okay. Came back and lost again.
Yes, and now he's going to hopefully, knock on wood, retire for good.
Okay.
I think the highlight for me, Larry, personally, as a big Danhausen guy, is him winning the human monies on a pole match. Doug, did you happen to see the human monies? You love when somebody uses the term monies.
Monies. Why would you
Martin,
say
we
monies?
worked for an executive in radio who used the term monies, and Doug really likes it. Human monies on a pole match.
Why would you ever need to say monies?
And is Danhausen one name or two names?
One name.
Okay.
And they're little Danhausens.
Yeah, that's what they call them, mini-housens.
Mini-housens, Doug.
Okay, gotcha.
Didn't we have a thing with a mini horse that we were going to bring in the studio? Remember that? There was something
We
with
had that. We had Sassy Cassie.
Yeah,
we Mickey Carroll.
We were
You got me.
little...
This show has really been endearing to the small people of the community and horses.
You were going to bring in a small horse.
Yes, I'm being serious.
So a small person could ride around in the studio in it.
That's correct.
Somebody
and I was going to eat mushrooms.
Somebody had one of those mini horses, and we were somehow connected to it. I don't Buck Swope if you could do a deep dive.
What was the name of that horse? What was the name of that horse?
We would
a
talk
guy
about
named
it.
Goose owned the horse. A guy named Goose owned the horse.
Is this when you guys were filling in for Frank?
It really endeared us to the olds. And here we are 2 decades later.
I thought the horse's name was Mr. Ed.
No, that was a different show.
Yeah. Airball. All right, let me see here. I'm going to text Buck Swope. You guys carry on. I'm going to ask Buck Swope the name of the horse.
Okay.
Okay. Was there anything else of importance that we need to know that came out of this weekend?
Yeah, there were two title changes and a interim women's champion crowned. The two title changes were for the men's United States Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Baron Corbin beat Trick Williams.
Is that Baron von Roschke? Has he changed his name?
No, you're thinking... No, the Baron Corbin.
Okay.
A younger wrestler.
Corbin Burnson, remember him? L.A. Law, and then he played third base.
Yeah, Major League.
And then the second title change was for the men's Intercontinental Championship. Hometown boy Chad Gable made Penta tap out to the ankle lock to win his quote-unquote first singles title.
Is Chad Gable from St. Louis?
Sick. No, he was from Minnesota.
Oh, okay. You said hometown boy. I thought that meant our hometown.
Tim, was it Thumbelina?
No.
Thumbelina. I think that's it, Martin. Did you get it?
No, I texted Buck Swope. I texted Jim Hayes, and it came to me. I think
Thumbelina. I think you're right.
I got to look that up. I'm sorry, Larry. Go ahead.
Okay. And then there was a 5-way ladder match to crown a interim WWE Women's Champion. And the winner of that match was Chelsea Green.
Okay. Why would they put ladders in there? What's that all about?
Way back when at WrestleMania 10 was the first pay-per-view ladder match between Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels to crown the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. And it was this day they like to use ladders in certain matches.
They hit each other with the ladders? Is that what that's about?
Yeah,
they pinch their fingers in the clamps.
Oh yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And they also used the ladder to climb to get to wherever's hanging above the ring.
Oh, okay.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Larry, because Joe Buck is waiting to join the program and confused by the decisions that we're making, do you have the top 5 countries available?
Yes, I do, Tim. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
Number 5 will be Australia.
All right.
Nice.
Number 4 will be Italy.
Okay.
Number 3 will be Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah,
We're going there.
Charlie Marlowe, honeymoon there.
Honeymoon there, and then Chuck said it was so expensive that they would drink in their room before they went out. And I said, oh, it's your honeymoon.
Number 2, Canada.
Yeah.
Number 1, United States of America.
Okay.
Fun.
That's
Fun.
nice.
Listen to this. Boom. Larry, thank you. God bless you, and God bless these United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
There he is, Larry Nichols. Joe Buck going to join us.
Real quick, I know we got to get to Emmy Award-winning Hall of Famer, but Tim, Thumbelina was a famous dwarf miniature horse that was born in St. Louis, officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the smallest horse in history.
How about that?
Written about in the St. Louis Magazine, it appears the horse may have died in 2018.
How small was the horse?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to have Mickey Carroll ride around a little cowboy hat.
17 and a half inches tall.
Gosh.
Mickey was going to give it one of those autographed glossies, so thank you.
Little slippers.
And the little slipper pin that he would wear. 100 West Dental is where you can go if you're dealing with any sleep issues, because not only can your teeth treated there, you can also, if you're dealing with sleep apnea, see the great Dr. Brandon Pryor of 100 West Dental, and he can help you out online at 100westdental.com. That's 100westdental.com. And they're located on Manchester in Baldwin. He treats sleep apnea with custom oral appliances. So it's an alternative to a CPAP machine. No mask, no machine for the right candidates. It's Dr. Brandon Pryor. It's where Jackson and I go for our dental treatments. It's where we recommend you go. And if you're dealing with a sleep issue, man, it's brutal. Got my sympathy. I dealt with it. It sucks. Let Dr. Pryor help you out. 100westdental.com. Go see Dr. Pryor, 100westdental.com. Joe Buck joining us next here on TMA. It's 101 ESPN.
AutoLoanPro.com, the website for your next vehicle. Get online, pick out the car, and when you do, you know you're going to get the best deal possible. Little to no money down, best rates that are out there. AutoLoan Pro able to do that because they work with over 50 different lenders. That's how they make sure they can get you the best rate. It doesn't matter what the situation or what the circumstance is. Anyone could sell you a car. It takes a pro to get it right. So make sure you choose the pro. AutoLoanPro.com. Part of the Lita family. The cars are all there online on the site, autoloanpro.com, and just know they'll help you get the car and help you get your credit back on track. In fact, they put together that playbook. Our guy Jim Olive put this together as a way to inform you. A lot of folks just don't understand the credit industry. It gets confusing, so grab that playbook, get the car you want, and maybe next time around, get a different car, the car of your choice in the future. So if you're in the market, need a car, not sure what you can get approved for, they will take good care of you at AutoLoanPro.com.
Like, how about this?
Bringing down the mood just a little bit. Who is this?
Lou Reed.
Okay. Well, don't snap at me.
Jackson already conveyed that he's pissed off at you for your ambivalence.
Would have been Lou's birthday?
No.
Oh, sorry.
The guest on hold loves the film Train Spotting.
Oh.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That, sir, is wonderful producing.
Thank you.
It is the morning after, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, little Jackie Papers doing wonderful producing. Chairman Kurt doing some wonderful social media clips. You got to take a look at those at TMA_STL. A wonderful discussion yesterday on After the Morning After with Doug, Iggy, and myself and Jackson. As Iggy talked about the lactating scene in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle from 1991 with Rebecca De Mornay. And maybe Joe Buck wants to discuss that with us. I don't know, but he's on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Morning, Joe.
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Tim Kirchin.
There's a callback.
That's a great tradition. You were active on the Twitter tweets last night.
It just, I just sometimes I watch and I just I'm just so old. It kills me. It kills me that I'm old and the game's passed me by, and I don't know.
But I think a lot of people agree with where you're coming from, and you included it in your Hall of Fame speech as well. I think what you were saying.
Good old days in 2016.
That's right.
Yeah, way back when in 2016, when it was kind of important to see if guys could go 5 innings, and people can't take it as like an Ollie Marmol rip. It was more just a riff on, because I like Ollie and I think he's a really good manager and I think he's done a good job and he's been a good soldier over the years for what they've presented him team-wise. But it's not that. It's just that it's not a priority anymore. And I do miss what I said in my speech. I do miss pitching matchups, and I do miss, kind of a little more of a logical game where you want the starter to try and plow through 5 or 6 or, God forbid, 7 innings to take the load off the bullpen once in a while. So I don't know. I got in trouble with this when I was a Cardinals announcer years ago when Donovan Osborne was on the mound. And I think, and you guys will remember this better than I, there was a year, it might have been after Torrey got fired, that Mike Jorgensen was the interim manager.
Yeah, 95.
Is that right?
Yeah, 95.
And I said the same thing on air, on Cardinals air, about Donovan Osborne. And that was the only time I've ever gotten called on the carpet like, hey, shut up. Stop being critical of our own manager. And I kind of stood my ground a little bit. And I said, to me, there are times where you need to find out what a guy's got and what a guy's made of and, how he's grown and give him a chance to learn. And I get it. It's third time through the lineup. But if you're not going to find out now on the very day that you just signaled to the world, and I think rightly so, that you're still building, well, part of the building is figuring out what you have in these starters. And I wanted to see McGreevy, who gave up the 2-run home run. I know the pitch count, and there was high exit velocities during the game and whatever. But let him gather himself after the home run, get 2 more outs, get through at least 5. He's up 6-2. It's a 4-run lead. And, okay, if he gives up – by the way, let me hear about the analytics when Brule comes in and gives up a home run to a lefty on the next at-bat. So, I don't know. That stuff is not – perfect. And so it drives me nuts when everybody, and this isn't, again, an Ollie thing, this is just where the game is, just manages by numbers. And I think there's something you want to see out of the young right-hander to go, hey, just gave it up. I'm going to get back on top of this mound, and I'm going to get at least 2 more outs and let him show you that he can do it. If not now, when are you going to learn that about him?
And this is on the heels of, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to Ollie about Liberatore, and off camera, I just said, is it time to just bump him from the rotation for a while? He said, well, what does that solve? He said, these guys got to work through it. That's what this year is about. We all agree, and I think last night, in that moment, that's a perfect example of, hey, let's see what the guy can do. But I also think if you're McGreevy, you've had a decent year. your win total is kind of embarrassingly low, and those guys do care about it. I know the analytics, wins don't matter. Those guys care, and you got a nice lead. He can't get the win if he doesn't get through 5. I think that's another factor. Give him a shot at least maybe getting the win.
I mean, this is a young guy to me in the middle of Yankee Stadium in the Bronx against a good lineup, not a great one because they're injured, and Aaron Judge is not a part of it, but you think he didn't? There wasn't pressure on him to perform. You're at Yankee Stadium against the Yankees on the road. You're leading 6-0, then 6-2, and I think if I'm McGreevy, and you guys know him, I don't know him at all. If you're him, that's a miss. The whole thing is like it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So that we need to treat this like it's Frost Nixon or any crazy crazy deep thinking moment. But I just think baseball in general, like we complain about starting pitching, and then when you have chances to let these guys grow and learn how do you learn how to get through a lineup for the third time if you don't ever let them do it?
See,
that's the part that drives me nuts.
And I love that, number one, you said it because it has credibility when you say it. It has greater reach when you say it. And I think it's a hell of an observation. And adding context to it, McGreevy's last start was easily his worst start of 2026. And because, as you made reference to, we've developed a rapport with him here on the show. We were texting over the weekend, and I knew because of our text that he was on a mission last night because he felt so terribly about a start where he didn't necessarily feel like he had bad stuff, but he had, I don't know if you were on the call for the 2013 NLCS with the Cardinals and Dodgers, Joe, but there was this Kershaw, Matt Carpenter at bat where he wore him out for 13 pitches and it wound up breaking the game open. McGreevy had that happen last week, granted on a much smaller stage, and the Cubs broke through on him. He was on a mission to get that chance in Yankee Stadium. And so with that context, speaking to what you were just saying, last night had a major meaning to him. And so, yeah, considering where you are, give him that chance to say one more hitter. And if it doesn't work out at that point, okay, fine. But yeah, just to yank him right there at 91 pitches, I agree. This is the time.
It couldn't have gone worse than what the next guy did.
Yeah.
So you can take analytics, and the next guy hit a home run. Okay, it can't get any worse than that. It was bases empty, 1 out. Bring in the lefty, left-hander hit some half-swing home run that flew over the wall and right. Okay, well, you can't do worse than that. So you might as well learn in a year where you're already signaling, and we all know this team's not good enough to win the whole thing. So part of the development process, in my opinion, this is all just my opinion, is letting these guys learn what they have when they're up against it. And maybe I've worked with Smoltz too long, and I worked with McCarver too long, and I know how these pitchers and catchers think about this stuff, but it's important. And if you don't let guys do that, that's when I got in trouble with Osborne. I said, if you don't let them finish the inning on a team that just fired their manager, well, I mean, who cares? That's kind of the mission for the night. Let's see what McGreevy's got. Okay, gave up a 2-run home run. All right, get through the inning, finish it, because there's going to come a time, you have to hope, that he's going to be in a more meaningful game. And you've seen it now, and he's learned how to pitch with not his best stuff, but to get through his 5 innings. I think that's important.
The only explanation I could come up with as why they keep doing this is just for health reasons. And I guess in that sense, it's working, the lower pitch counts, because between the top 5 starters, I think they've only missed 1 game between the 5 of them due to health. That was Dustin May a couple of weeks ago. So, but you have to ask yourself at what price? Sure, you're getting them out at before 100 pitches, but how many of those games did you lose because of that?
Yeah, and what are the ramifications going forward with yet another long night for the bullpen that needs to get 14 more outs? That's night after night after night after night, and then you've got a turnstile in the bullpen that I just think you're leading by 4 runs. And it's the 5th, and I don't want to hear lefties are coming up. Their whole lineup was left-handed, so you got 1 lefty in the bullpen. We all talk about leverage. The 5th inning was not leverage, so okay, got it. Pitch count, great. He's coming off a bad outing. He's probably got a little more in reserve, you'd like to think. Let him get through the inning. That's it. That's just and. Again, just my opinion, and I'm not making some grandiose statement, and it's certainly not about Ollie. That's just the way the game is played, and that's the part that frustrates me to the point where, like you said, Tim, I mentioned it in Cooperstown a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, in his last outing, he threw 63 pitches. So if they are monitoring like the season workload, here, this is my dream for Joe in your next chapter. I want you to be, you could be a pseudonym, it'd be like Gary and Golden, and you call Denver Sports Radio and just tee off on Sean Payton or who's the Rockies manager, Jim Tracy or somebody, I don't know. But I would love for you to have a secret identity.
You got me on that one, by the way. I couldn't answer that.
Yeah.
Secret
Bud
identity.
Black had a nice run, but I think it's over.
Yeah, he's not there anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Don Zimmer.
He was a good soldier. Warren Schaefer is the current manager of the Colorado Rockies.
There you go. There you have it.
There you have it. See?
Hey, I saw John Hamm was at the game, and John Hamm was on the set for your Jeopardy program. How'd that go?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, we had mainly ESPN Sports Center people and NFL Network, like Good Morning Football guys and gals. They were so good and so fun, and it wasn't always perfect, but they were laughing their way through it, so it was great. But Ham was fantastic. I knew he would be. He's so smart. Sports is right up his alley. He's got incredible retention. He's like you, Tim. Like he remembers things that where I was there. Yeah, I was there, and I don't remember it. And John does. So he did great. And you'll see him in multiple episodes because he did great. If you watch ESPN Jeopardy, available now on Hulu and Disney Plus and ESPN.
Is there anything you haven't done yet in TV that you still want to do? I mean, what's left?
I asked myself that after I went on that Rich Gould show back in the day.
Fan show.
The what?
That was called the fan show. Was that your only time working with Mickey Carroll, or did you guys do any other work together?
We did some appearances together. We did not projects, but we did some, St. Louis big, hey, it's Jack Buck's kid and Mickey Carroll. Come on down. We got a
You were hot, weren't you? Darn right I was.
Did you go to, Uncle Rich would always have the best venue because he was sometimes at the Casino Queen, and then he was at the Stafford Inn. We get confused on people's names. Or Stafford at Stanford Inn. Did you go on location?
Yeah, I was on location somewhere. I don't know. I felt like I was drugged.
You're in a green room. You had a green room with E smoking.
Yeah, it was like Artie Lang at my HBO show, like beforehand. I have no idea where it was, why it was, who it was, but I was there. I do remember actually being there.
And the best
I don't know where it was, though.
Uncle Rich, for fun, would say things, yeah, what are you benching these days? Or like, who's your favorite porn star? You're like, I'm sorry? Like,
it was a real variety program.
Yeah, with all one guest. I don't remember just the fan show. What was the point of it? Like, what were we doing?
Oh no, I think it was.
No, that's a real. I'm not saying like what was the point that way. I'm like, but what was this? So if I was on and Mickey Carroll was on. What was the grouping? What were the groupings like?
I believe Iggy would sit at the end of the bar dressed up as a bunny, and I'm not making this up. And Rich would talk sports, and Mickey Carroll was always there in the front row. It was just a real.
It just was a simpler, more pure time.
Yeah,
it was
just a slice of St. Louis.
It was sports adjacent, I would say. Kind of like this show, really. Really, this show was inspired by the fan show.
The fact that I have gone at least 15 minutes, and you texted me this morning means you have absolutely nothing prepared for today's show.
Well, that's tough but fair.
Joe, I have my crazy notes.
That's right.
That's correct.
I brought my crazy notes. We've always got stuff to get to.
Yeah, nobody's got notes like what's your name again? Martin.
Yeah, Martin's got, he's been doing this since we started the show.
Scribbling,
Do you ever use them?
Yeah, like honestly, later in the day, I'll look down and it'll be like Lars Nootbaar's OPS, and it'll be like text John Hamm, like random things that I never quite get to.
You have to you memento yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I'm constantly.
Well, what is Lars Nootbaar's OPS?
Oh, it's funny you should ask that, Joe.
Doesn't look like it's in the notes now.
No, I made that up. It was just something I made. I was looking up Boots Day earlier.
Hey, we haven't talked since you went in Cooperstown. I got to ask, what was the weekend like? I saw the stuff on Instagram, and the speech was awesome. But what was the whole thing like?
It was great. It was better than expected. I didn't, I'd been there in '87 with my dad going in, and my brothers and sisters, and my mom, and to get to do it now, 39 years later, with my mom in the crowd, my sister in the crowd, and then my kids, it was kind of a full circle moment. So it was great. And I think the point of it all is family. And when you can share it, if I wasn't lucky enough or blessed to have this family, I don't know that it would mean that much, but I think they got as much out of it or more than I did. So it was so fun. It was they make it great for people, getting these awards, and, they make you feel like you're a part of the big weekend up there. The Otissaga Hotel's gorgeous. It's a town stuck in time, and for the best possible reasons. It just couldn't be better. Then I got to get into a car on Sunday and drive to New York with my daughters and one son-in-law and a boyfriend of my youngest daughter, and we had a blast. So it was just perfect.
That's awesome, man.
Such a beautiful spot too. I mean, people think of New York City, you have no clue the concept of upstate New York. It's wooded.
Upstate New York is gorgeous. Gorgeous, and the history in Cooperstown, and it's. I don't know. The museum is sensational. We got to see the archives, and a St. Louis guy showed us the archives, went to Burroughs High School, and just smart. And my 8-year-olds were enthralled with it, which is saying a lot.
So there's the famous story, and you told it during your speech, too, the Giants fan and his son. They're like, Buck, Joe Buck, hey! And you finally turn, and they both give you the middle finger. I wondered if at some point this guy's going to try and reach out. Joe, I apologize. All these years later, I still think at some point you may hear from dad and son.
I would love to, and I would love to. I would love to film a documentary, and I would love to show up, at that guy's work or at that kid's school and just return the favor.
Give him the finger getting off the bus.
Yeah, hey kid. Hey, yeah, he used to do baseball. There you go.
Joe, thanks for calling in on short notice, and it's always a delight to have you on the program. And congratulations! You had the golf tournament yesterday as well.
Yes.
How many years have you been doing that?
That was the 25th year of St. Louis Children's Hospital golf tournament. We raised $840,000 yesterday.
America. How about that?
I think we're up over $14 million total, and we've gone from funding the imaging center at Children's Hospital to now the Heart Center, and had a great family, little Maria, who was there, who's been through a lot in her young years, but doing great thanks to children. So it's a great spot.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that, and of course going into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and also navigating the choppy waters of Twitter last night. Perhaps the greatest accomplishment of them all.
And Nootbaar, 688.
There it is. You wanted that OPS, you got it.
That's this. Career OPS is 742, Doug.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So we would call this a down year, or?
Yeah, this is an aberration. That's what I'm telling Arizona on the phone.
Yeah, good. I would too. That's how I would sell it.
Sell it.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Goodbye.
There he is. That's Joe Buck with us here on TMA, talking it over. Get his perspective on that.
It is frustrating. And a lot of people texted in while we were talking about it. They said maybe it was the pitch count. He was at 91. But it also, at that point, you give up the 2-run homer. There's nobody on base. It's 6-2. The worst thing happens. The next guy homers at 6-3. Okay, now we're going to take. And this is the debate I had with Ali after the 2022 playoffs, and we talk about it ad nauseum. But he said, when do you take out Quintana? Because I said, you took him out too soon. And I said, first sign of trouble. And he said, when is that? I said, you know it when you see it. It's just, he struck out Schwarber. Quintana did, and then they took him out. I'm like, with McGreevy last night, and I do think the wins for pitchers, that matters a little bit. And he was in a decent spot to get a win. Maybe he would have crapped the bed the rest of the inning, but I would like to have found out.
I think they're just slaves to that pitch count. They're just slaves to it. But and they would argue the fact that they've kept all their starting pitchers healthy, but what are they bringing in the bullpen to close out these games?
But what if the next batter?
These guys are out of gas.
I know. That's Joe's point, too, and that's mine, where you're always going to a pen, and they're always hearing how the pen is fried because guys will, crap the bed like a Libertor start where he's done in the second or third. He's not going to go deep in the game, but how do you know? Maybe it's 2 more pitches get you out of that inning. Maybe it's not. Maybe then he gets, struggles with an 8-9 pitch. Okay, then he comes out, but you don't know. So let him find out.
Doug, when Mark McGwire hit his 70th home run, Joe said, "How much more can you give us, Big Mac?" I feel like that's TMA today on August 4th, 2026, because not only have we already heard from Kurt, who certainly sounds interested in Jackson. That's Kurt with a C. Yeah. While he is, I don't know if looking for work is the right term. Maybe accepting that he's not working would be a better term. We've heard from Rich. And we've heard from Larry Nickel and, of course, Joe Buck. We will be, I believe, hearing from Mike McGreevy. But Natty Nate is lurking on the Collier and Thompson phone lines.
Okay.
When we come back, you're going to hear from Natty Nate.
Does he have time to hold, do you think?
He's going to have to.
No, I'm not trying to limp to a break, Papers. I'm just clarifying for the audience. You think he's got time?
I'm sure he's got time.
Papers.
He doesn't have time for you.
He's just
yeah, exactly right. Natty Nate will join us next here on TMA 101 ESPN. Ah, Doug. It's Bobby Brown right here, right?
I think so. I don't know for sure.
But then you can hear Ralph Tresvant.
I hear somebody back there.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Mark Hanna sponsors this 9 o'clock hour. He's online at evergreen-ws.com. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Little Jackie Papers. Chairman Kurt's having a big day there with the Collier and Thompson phone lines. And also, Chairman Kurt, Martin, we oftentimes talk about Matt Poling on this program. Last night, he sent me a text at about 9:45. I had already taken one of my many pills. And it said, "This is absolute gold." And it was Chairman Kurt on the TMA_STL Instagram doing. How would you describe what this is to the audience that might not have been familiar with this show, initially hated it, and now finds not necessarily that they like it, but curiously attracted to it, kind of like Sandra Bernhard?
I would say the best way to describe it would be a recreation or an interpretation of certain conversations that you guys have either here or
and
on
you
APA.
play the characters of us in these videos.
I do. I take the audio, and like yesterday, I knew the moment I heard that live. Every once in a while I hear one, I'm like, yep, I'm going to be dressing up like them here in a bit.
And for the record, that moment you speak of was a wonderful discussion, not with the United States Senator who was in studio on TMA, but with Ken Iggy Strode on ATMA from 11 to 12, in which we were breaking down the 1991 Best Picture, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, and how Rebecca De Mornay was nursing the couple's baby that she was babysitting for, and we got into a great discussion with Iggy about lactating.
Because all of us are experts on the subject, having lactated many times ourselves.
Clip that off.
That's heavy.
VIP Auto Accessories.
That's getting shipped right
Tommy
to Friday.
Zabuka and Brian Griggle heard that for their segment at 8:45 Friday. So if you want to see Chairman Kurt's handiwork, TMA_STL Instagram. You got the endorsement of Matt Poling.
That's huge.
Yep.
Didn't Iggy spike the football and claim victory by the end of the show that you can perform such actions in a non...
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe he did.
Well, he's never been found guilty, and he's never been wrong.
No. Always the victim, always the hero.
There's the tease for 11 o'clock.
That's correct. Check that on the TMA_STL Instagram, Chairman Kurt's handiwork. Follow along there. 315 friends are in the Form Energy YouTube chat, and they are talking it over. A lot of trade deadline conversation here on the program today. Joe Buck was just with us, giving his reasoning for why he was irritated when he saw Mike McGreevy get pulled from the game. A lot of phone calls also on today's edition of The Morning After. Mike Francesa took a phone call, Doug. And I got this and had to send it over to Jackson. Take a listen, if you would. It involves Country Day's own Marv Levy and Mike Francesa's confusion.
Dennis in Dumont. What's up, Dennis?
Yeah, how you doing, Mike? Is Marv Levy going to be any of the games or no?
What does Marv Levy have to do with this?
Well, he used to coach Buffalo.
Yeah, but what does he have to do with it now?
Well, I mean, make an appearance because, see the Jets home at MetLife Stadium, and if the Jets play at Buffalo up in...
yeah, but why is that important?
Oh, I used to see him on television around.
Yeah, I'm just... what I'm trying to get to is why does it matter if he shows up at the game or not?
Because he's a gentleman.
Oh, okay, but I mean, what does he have to do with the game?
He's a gentleman, and I think he's a gentleman in my book. I think he's an idol.
But what does he... How does he have any impact on the game?
Oh, he used to be coach of Buffalo.
Right, but what does that have to do with now?
Well, he might be enthusiastic for Buffalo and the Jets,
I'm missing something. I mean, if he...
No, I read an article in the paper that Marv Levy will be at the game.
Right, but he's probably going to be sitting in a luxury box somewhere.
Oh, not standing on the sideline?
Why would he be on the sideline?
Well, he used to coach Buffalo.
Right, but why would he want to... That's a terrible seat. You ever been on the sideline?
I know, I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah, but you can't see anything from the sideline.
Well, I couldn't. I can't see anything from the seat.
No, you can't see. I don't know what you can't see from the seat, but you take it from someone who's been on the sideline. It's a terrible way to watch a game. You can't see anything from the sideline.
There you go.
That was
What in the world?
His ability.
He just sticks with it.
No, that's the thing. Is his ability to like take things at face value from every caller and never recognize the troll is unbelievable. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
It's the best. I don't know if he's in character. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't
think he can be that dense and be that successful.
I don't know, but there's something like clear, like it worked.
Was that a new call, or was that because it was
no.
Marv Levy's birthday was yesterday.
I was just going to say, he just turned 101.
Was in honor of 101, is that right?
Oh, yesterday. Former coach at Country Day.
That's right. Doug, we get wonderful calls on this program. Natty Nate is one of those callers.
He's one of the
Maybe he wants to talk Marv Levy. Natty Nate, good morning. You're on the Callier and Thompson phone lines with Doug Vaughn.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, we're fine. Natty, how are you doing?
First of all, I just want to say I just want to come on and eat a little crow. Eat a little crow this morning.
Oh, what crow?
I told you Friday morning that we would make 5 trades. We only made 3.
Yeah.
But Doug, the real question is, how many did you announce yesterday?
Good point, Natty.
Well, I wasn't the first to announce any of them, but I've been here helping to break it down. What?
Surprising.
Oh.
So Natty Nate goes after Doug. This is the thing.
Usually the trades are announced by the teams or the league or something like that. Not usually announced by some dude sitting on the radio.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I would think you would be the first one to announce it on the radio.
Well, no, that's not usually it. Not usually.
Well, okay, well, I'm sorry, I still have beef with you then.
Okay.
Anyway, so I love what we did yesterday.
Oh, do you really? What do you like about it?
I do. Well, we got rid of Newt Barr. As much as I really like Newt Barr, he had an injury, and we don't know really if he is over it.
Well,
and
I guess that's true. Yeah.
And if he's not over it, and he gets injured again, we're screwed. So why not move him now for prospects? And from what I hear, the prospects that we got are just outstanding. So that's why I give this trade deadline an A+.
Oh, A+ from Natty Nate.
Okay.
How about that, Doug?
All right.
Natty Nate, A+.
That's high praise. High praise indeed.
And plus, when we got rid of JoJo Romero, you would not see Mozilla go out and get a reliever to replace him. You would just not do it. And Ryan Bloom did. And so I praise Ryan Bloom a whole lot for what he did yesterday.
Okay.
I remember that. Sometimes, Mo, they just would have empty spots. They just wouldn't even fill out the roster.
Yeah, they call them, bring in the lefty. I don't know what he's there. Okay,
we're
still
down to
in.
23 guys tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
too much. Too much.
So, yeah, I love what Ryan Bloom did. We're not going to win this year.
No.
And we're not going to have a season next year thanks to the Dodgers.
Well, that could be. Yeah, could be. Would you like to see him change up the way the finances work in baseball?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, the Dodgers are just ruining this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Okay.
It's really no fun.
All right.
It's just like, it's no fun when you don't announce trades.
Well, I announce them when I hear them.
Doug Vaughn is Doug wrong.
Did I hear that again? That might have been my first
Doug
time.
Vaughn is Doug wrong.
Was that a voicemail?
It sounded like Miss Butler.
Yeah, was that Miss Butler?
I don't believe that was Miss Butler. No. I think that was someone else.
You and your homeboys?
Yeah.
To yourself?
Keep your opinions to yourself or to your homeboys.
Natty Nate, anything else that Doug can help you out with?
The only thing is, I would love Heim Bloom to do one more thing.
What's that?
And bring up bias.
Yeah.
I think you might get your wish on August 14th, sir.
He needs to bring him up before August.
Yeah, they're going to worry about the Rookie of the Year stuff. Okay. Maybe Vic Scott for a couple weeks.
So, okay, I have a question about that. So, this thing about bringing Rookie up only, how does that work? Why do you have to wait? Why do you have to wait?
He maintains rookie eligibility if he is not brought up until August 14th or later.
It has to do with it has to be 45 days or less till the end of the season. That's the cutoff. If you get called up before that, you're not eligible. Player also must not exceed 130 at bats.
Oh, really? I had no idea. So that's why I asked.
No, and you did a wonderful thing by asking, and you'll notice that Doug had no comment because he's trying to keep information secret from you yet again, Natty Nate.
Yeah. And stop holding my feet to the fire.
Doug Vaughn is Doug wrong.
That's nothing new.
That's nothing new. Take
wow.
that. Take that.
This guy.
Oh, take that. Natty Nate, wonderful call as always. Thank you for the A-plus grade that fans have been waiting to hear from you. A-plus for Heim Bloom from Natty Nate. Thank you, Nat.
Thank you.
There he is. That's Natty Nate.
All right.
On the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Wonderful.
Active day on the phone.
Yeah, it is. It's great to hear. You can call in too, 314-974-0101. Callier and Thompson, sponsor of the phone lines. Design Air is sponsor of the email of the day. That is coming your way at approximately 9:45, and the winner today receives Guns N' Roses tickets. So we'll have that for you on the polosplus.com dossier coming up. Also, the announcement of the winner of the July Listener of the Month with the Form Energy prize pack. They are gathered in the Form Energy YouTube chat right now. 321 friends are in there, including Don PP, Joshy Tuna, Dr. Xander Malanthrop, and old Martin's Bong. They're in there talking it over with Iggy's prison window hand.
I never had a bong.
Never had a bong?
Never had a
They were
bong.
like a 6-footer behind the couch?
I mean, typically there were stuff around.
Yeah.
You could, sign out.
It's always snowing in the summer. So
What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what we got going on here? Not only a monster Polos Plus dossier, but big things doing with polosplus.com and that Andrew Hubbard and Corey Lawson creating the hats that Jackson and I are wearing. Let me look around. Martin with the shirt that he's wearing. polosplus.com, whether it be TMA hats, quarter zips, polos, they're all available when you go to polosplus.com and click on the TMA tab. They do wonderful work and work with big-time brands, premium brands like Carhartt, Travis Matthew, Nike, and many, many more. Whether it be a TMA logo you want on there or your company, your school, your neighborhood, your business, it doesn't matter. Work with a local company that's been doing it for 3+ decades. That's Corey Lawson and his team. That includes the great Andrew Hubbard at polosplus.com. polosplus.com. The dossier is brought to you by Polos Plus, and coming up on that dossier, we'll announce the winner of the July TMA Listener of the Month, brought to you by Form Energy and their prize pack, and we're giving away Guns N' Roses tickets for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day winner. That's all coming your way here on the Morning After 101 ESPN. Michael's Flooring's online at IGotFloored.com with 3 St. Louis area locations to take great care of you, your family. They are in Creve Coeur, they are in Darden Prairie, and they are in St. Peters. Michael's Flooring has continued to grow for more than 3 decades as a family-owned, locally run business. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they are taken care of. This then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interest of the buyers at heart. It's Michael's Flooring. You're in the market for flooring, whether it be hardwood floors, whether it be carpeting. Check out Michael's at IGotFloored.com. You get free samples right now when you go to the website from Proximity Mills, igotfloored.com. Michael's Passions Flooring. When you order from him, you want to have the best experience for the best price. igotfloored.com in Creve Coeur, in Garden Prairie, and in St. Peters. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael. And make sure you visit igotfloored.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals, Yankees tonight, 6:05 p.m. first pitch with Hunter Dobbins on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
TMA 101 ESPN, Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Little Jackie Papers, Chairman Kurt manning a big day on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Coming up on the Polos Plus dossier, polosplus.com. Got the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up at 9:45. McGreevy just texted me. He is going to join us coming up here on the program as well after his night in New York, already joined by Joe Buck. And if you missed that, along with some wonderful callers, Doug, Kurt with the C, expressing what I feel like is an intensifying interest in Jackson. And I feel like Jackson kind of gave him a green light. That was my read, you know.
Door's not closed.
He doesn't say no. That's for sure.
That developed on the program earlier. Also, a lot of trade deadline talk here on TMA. If you missed that, go back and podcast it via the Schaefer Door Company podcast. Martin, you know anything about Schaefer? No, it's Doug. Do you know anything about Schaefer Door Company? Because that's Jason Goswell.
I do as well, yeah.
But Martin knows, and I noticed because my garage door broke 2 weeks ago, and they came over, and it's as quiet as a mouth.
Yeah, as a mouth.
Your mouth is quiet.
I don't think that's how Schaefer Door. I don't think that's how they sell their equipment. It's quiet as a mouth, but it's quiet. Let's just leave it at that. Schaefer Door does know what they're doing because they've been around a long time. I think all of us on the dais here have now had Schaefer Door at our homes, and I can tell you they do fantastic work. They will for you as they did for us. Schaefer Door also services commercial doors. If you have a business or warehouse with those big, tall doors, Schaefer's experience in those types of jobs as well. They service all kinds of doors. They do new installs with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage door openers are strong, quiet, and versatile. This is a business that has multiple family members that have been working there. It's just a wonderful time for everyone. Big enough to get any kind of job done, small enough that you talk with a real person when you give them a call, and their service techs are not commission-based. Maybe you will need a whole new door like Tim did, and it'll be quiet as a mouth, or maybe you won't. Maybe you just need a strut, which is also quiet as a mouth. Their website is schaeferdoor.com. There's only one F in Schaefer now. Schaeferdoor.com, or you can call and text 636-782-3608. Remember, Schaefer Door is a CHI overhead door dealer.
There it is. You can podcast. Schaefer Door Company podcast. Podcast on the TMA STL app. Podcast on the 101 ESPN app. And, of course, you can always go back on YouTube and rewatch the program or segments that you would like to rewatch. It's the TMA STL YouTube channel. Subscribe to the TMA STL YouTube channel. So on the Polos Plus dossier, you got the email today brought to you by Design Air. Coming up, send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com, and then McGreevy will join us from New York. I would imagine he's probably making the turn at Shinnecock here soon. So we'll get his impressions, and I would imagine probably about 3 under. What do you think, 3 under?
I don't know. Would you go out to golf bright and early the next day after you pitched?
I don't know. He visited the White House bright and early after they landed in D.C. at 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
you
sure did.
He's kind of got a Ferris Bueller vibe, like get out, adventure, see the sights.
So we'll look forward to that. I would imagine that'll probably be in the 10 o'clock hour, so that's coming up on the Polos Plus dossier. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Welcome back to the morning after. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Jackson Burkett. Chairman Kurt has exited the Stiefel studios for a brief respite. But, Doug, look over on your right. It's Brody Herman representing Brown and Crouppen.
I saw him over there. Hello, Brady.
Right,
Hello, everybody. It is an honor and privilege to be on the morning after. As always, it is the highlight of my week to be here. And before we get to MLB trade deadline talk, we do have a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. That's right, a $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. It's Wrestling on the Spectrum. So it's at Wrestling on the Spectrum on Instagram and at Wrestling OTS on X. You need to do three things: like, comment, and share. Three things: like, comment, and share the post about the Amazon gift card. This contest ends at 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time this Friday. And this Saturday's show, which will start at our normal time at 11:00 a.m. Central Standard Time on our YouTube channel. That's at Wrestling on the Spectrum for our YouTube channel. We'll be streaming live, of course, as we do every Saturday at 11:00 a.m. Central Standard Time to listen to see if you won the $50 Amazon gift card. So you got to like, you got to comment, and you got to share on Instagram. That's at Wrestling on the Spectrum, and on X, that's at Wrestling OTS. If you like, comment, and share on one of those platforms, you have an opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card. You got to enter by Friday at 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. So remember, $50 Amazon gift card. And of course, the trade deadline. The Cardinals gave away 3 talented players. Don't get me wrong. They're somewhat talented, right? They're going to be free agents after the 2026 season, at least 2 of them. JoJo Romero and Dusty May, both being traded to Milwaukee Brewers. And Lars Nootbaar, who will be a free agent after the 2027 season, traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. They got 4 prospects back. The first one we're going to talk about, 18 years old, outfielder, a more swing of the fences guy, Alexander Frias. That's right. He has got incredible bat speed. His exit velocities have been measured at 117 miles per hour. He's got great bat speed. Frias is the first one. The second one, a little more major league ready. He's a 22-year-old outfielder named Josiah Ragsdale.
Papers guy.
Josiah Ragsdale, that's right. And you should be excited. 7th rounder out of Boston College in 2025. He's had 9 homers, hit 9 homers in a 10-game span, and his batting average is a .292 in AA. Now, the 2 players we got from Arizona, those are 2 players we got from Milwaukee. The 2 pitchers we got from Arizona, pitching prospects, 23-year-old Daniel Egan. He's a right-hander out of Presbyterian College, drafted in the 3rd round of the 2024 MLB draft. He's got about a 93 to 96 mile per hour fastball, and he's got a 82 mile per hour downer curve, and he's also got a slider. Now, the wild card of this whole thing, a 21-year-old left-hander. He is out of the Dominican Republic named Sandro Santana. He has got an 83 to 86 mile per hour sweeper slider. He projects more in the major leagues as kind of that 7th inning guy. You know what they used to call those loogies, lefty one-out guys they used to bring in back in the day?
Loogies?
So, yeah, lefty one-out guys they would have before that 3-batter minimum rule came into effect. But he seems to be projecting more as a left-handed relief pitcher. So you got 4 prospects: Sandro Santana, Daniel Egan from the Diamondbacks, and you got 2 prospects from Milwaukee, Josiah Ragsdale and Alexander Frias. Those are the 4 prospects you got back. Listen, why do you do deals like this? You do deals like this because, listen, you're not going to re-sign Dusty May. You're not going to re-sign JoJo Romero. You're not giving Nootbaar an extension. These are not long-term building block pieces for the organization. So you give these type of players up at the trade deadline to contenders in order to get prospects back that may end up being building blocks for your organization. They may or may not be, but don't get nothing. Get something. Get something. Again, you trade away May, Romero, and Nootbaar. At least you got something back for them and don't feel like you're empty-handed. So that's why these guys weren't going to be building blocks, why you do deals like this. Now, surprising things that have happened at the trade deadline. Oh, and also we got a left-hander in Caleb Ferguson from the Cincinnati Reds. So basically, you traded away a Red Delicious apple and you got another Red Delicious apple. There's no difference between Caleb Ferguson and JoJo Romero. Yeah. Everybody says apples and oranges, right? But this is not apples and oranges. This is apples to apples. This is Caleb Ferguson and JoJo Romero. Kind of that swapping Ferguson being a free agent at the end of this season. So not really much. Not going to move anything. And there wasn't going to be any needle-moving deals. And everyone expects to get Major League talent back, but you're not going to get Major League talent back for guys like Nootbaar and May and, Romero. Heck, the Tigers didn't even get Major League talent back for Tarek Skubal. I mean, the rich just keep getting richer. The Dodgers get Tarek Skubal. The big fish, the big kahuna, traded at the trade deadline, coming off of 2 consecutive American League Cy Young Award wins. Tarek Skubal now at the Dodgers. The rich keep getting richer. They have 8 players on 9-figure contracts. 8 8 players: Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And, they got an incredible squad. It's just, I can't believe it. Glasnow, Snell, the rich keep getting richer. It's something to behold. It just truly is.
They didn't even give up much to get him either.
No, they didn't. They gave up a couple of prospects. Listen, Here's how it goes down. You're the Dodgers. There's one of two options you have with the Tigers. It's the Dodgers saying, hey, we're going to sign this guy in December. We got a deal here. And listen, it's going to be a large deal. It could be $400 million for all we know to get Tarek Skubal. He's going to be breaking records. We all know this. You either give him to us now and get some prospects back, or we'll sign him in December and you'll get nothing. So take the first option and get some prospects back instead of just letting him walk for nothing. So that's why the Tigers did it. But the Dodgers, listen, they can bully a little bit. They're gonna get players by force. They're not going to allow themselves to. It's just not going to happen. You have to get talent, and they're going to use it by force, and that's what happened here, and they got Tarek Skubal. So now they have one of the best rotations in baseball.
Did you see what they gave up? They gave up prospect names Zahir Hope, who was third best outfielder on his Double-A team. River Ryan, who's only pitched 36 innings this year in the minors, and a guy named Brady Smith, whose minor league career record is 0-10. That's what it took to get Tarek Skubal.
Yeah. Think about them apples. Think about that.
How about this, Brody? From the beginning of the Cardinals season to now, how do you feel about the future of the franchise?
Well,
what were you saying in February, and how do you feel now in August?
Well, I feel good about the franchise's future for a few reasons. One, you got Jordan Walker's improvement. Jordan Walker's improvement is extensive, and that's now a building block you desperately needed for the franchise's future. If J.J. Weatherholt now getting a 8-year, $112 million extension, he's another building block. You got Mason Wynn, who's a building block. You have a core now. What you're forming is what we call a nucleus. And Church and Blaze Jordan could be a part of the nucleus. We don't know. But right now, you're starting to see it form. And you've got Quinn Matthews, who's now called up to the big league roster. He could be a part of your nucleus. Liam Doyle could be a part of your nucleus. Michael McGreevy could be a part of your nucleus. You're trying to form what they call a nucleus, and that is a young core of players that you're trying to build to be a playoff team in 2027, 2028, and beyond. And that's what the Cardinals are trying to do. And the reality is they weren't going to make the playoffs this year. They didn't have a good enough team. There were so many holes. And quite frankly, they still have to improve a lot of areas. But I am thinking of a bright future for the Cardinals because of the talent they acquired. And also, they have now an established nucleus and young core of building blocks they have going down the line. And, of course, just so much surprises at this trade deadline. So much interdivisional trades going on. You got Robbie Ray going from the Giants to the Padres. You got Adley Rutschman being traded from the Orioles to the Red Sox. You got a musical chairs of catchers. It's like every team needs a catcher, right? The Rays get Liam Hicks. The Rangers get Logan O'Hoppe. The Brewers get Bo Naylor. You got the White Sox getting Joey Bart. You've got this musical chair of catchers moving all across the league, and yet Tyler Stevenson and Ryan Jeffers remained on their teams. I was surprised even more catchers didn't get moved. So you got a musical chair of catchers and a lot of shocking interdivisional trades. Robbie Ray, Adley Rutschman, Dusty May, JoJo Romero. That's a lot. That's not normal at the trade deadline to see interdivisional trades. A lot of pitchers getting moved. The Angels dumping a lot of players, basically dumping their whole roster. They only really kept Reed Detmers and Zach Neto and Mike Trout. They're dumping everybody. The Blue Jays, you don't even know what side of the fence we're on here, and neither is the Astros. Like, all of a sudden, the Astros a few weeks ago were trading Lance McCullers, and then now they're acquiring Dalton Varsho, but they had to give up Spencer Andretti to the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are trading away Kevin Gausman, who's a veteran arm who the Cubs are only using as a one-year rental. But then what we're getting back is we're getting back Jose Soriano, so we're building for the future. Then the Cubs, they're getting pitchers galore. We're getting Clay Holmes. We're getting Kevin Gausman. They've got so many starting pitchers at the Cubs. My gosh, they got an embarrassment of riches in that starting rotation. It'd almost be a disappointment if they didn't make the playoffs. But I project that they will make the playoffs. So the Brewers did well, and a shocking team that did well at the deadline, the Chicago White Sox, going all in. They're at the blackjack table, and they're tossing in all of their chips into the middle of the table here. We got Luis Castillo to improve our rotation, and you got an underrated outfielder from the Colorado Rockies named Brenton Doyle. The White Sox going all in. That's another team. And the Guardians were not quiet either, getting Foster Griffin from the Nationals. They got Joe Adell from the Angels. The Guardians were not quiet. The American League Central was quite noisy. The American League East was quite noisy in getting catching talent. And, of course, the Red Sox also got a native St. Louis and Eric Miller to bolster their bullpen as well. DeSmet graduate of 2016, won Eric Miller from the Giants. They gave away Marcelo Meyer. The Red Sox, I mean, they just had incredible June and July. I mean, my gosh, they just keep winning. It's incredible. The Red Sox incredible winning streak got them right back in the hunt. Reminds me of that Cardinals 17-game winning streak that they had prior. I think it was back in 2021. So just a lot of things happen at deadline, a lot of shakeups going on in Major League Baseball.
That's Brody Herman giving us his perspective on the trade deadline. Very thorough, Brody.
Thank you.
With no notes. No notes at all.
That's off the top of your head. Very impressive. Brody Herman representing Brown and Crouppen here on TMA, online at getbc.com or by calling 314-222-2222. Brody, always appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Mike McGreevy is going to join us coming up from New York. We have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming your way as well. It's TMA 101 ESPN. It's the morning after 101 ESPN 9 o'clock hour, brought to you by Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, Jackie Papers, Chairman Kurt answering phones. I mean, it's nonstop here on this program. The program brought to you in part by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Getting ready to bring the Colonel to you a couple times a week here on TMA as college football is fast approaching. First workout yesterday for the Fighting Tigers, your 2026-2027 national champions. James Carlton online at carltoninsurance.net or by calling 314-961-4800. That's James Carlton. He's my insurance agent. He's now Jackson Burkett's insurance agent. The customer service that we get, second to none, and the ability to save people money, also second to none. Jamie Rivers made the switch, about 10 months ago. Saw him in the hallway, and he goes, I can't believe how much money this guy's saving me. Thousands of dollars. I've got so many stories over the years from people who have saved so much money with James Carlton. BK and Ferrario made the switch. You can make the switch too, plus you're going to get great customer service with James. 314-961-4800 to go online at carltoninsurance.net. 500-plus five-star reviews for James Carlton and his team at the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency right here in St. Louis. Well, Doug, right in New York City is a gentleman by the name of Mike McGreevy, and he was out there last night getting the job done for the Cardinals against the New York Yankees, and he joins us right now on the Callier and Thompson phone lines here on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, Mike McGreevy. Morning, Mike.
What's going on, guys?
So you're whispering like some kind of thief in the night. And this is because why?
What do you think, Tim? Art gallery?
Now, I know the reason, but I wanted to see if you guys wanted to get... Do you want to know why he's whispering?
He's on a golf course?
Nope. Good guess. That's a good guess.
No, not at Shinnecock right now, but my fiance is still just waking up, so I want to be nice to her.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you like in the restroom there at the Waldorf Astoria?
I am, yeah, at the Lot Palace. It's a nice semi-spacious restroom, just, sitting on the bathtub right now. Just talking ball.
Wow. Talking ball from the bathroom.
Didn't Mike Shannon call you guys from the toilet once?
He did, and unlike Mike, at least so far in the call, he did relieve himself in the middle of the call. He didn't like Doug's questions about the Washington Nationals. But we're going to talk about your start last night against the New York Yankees. I know that you were fired up to get the ball after the rough outing against the Cubs. And they were talking about it on the broadcast. Chip Carey and Brad Thompson were like, it sucks that wait in between a bad start and getting your chance. So what was the mindset over the weekend going into that start? Because I know you wanted to get out there and shove.
Yeah, I think the normal kind of mindset would be like, I'm going to have just the best game ever. I'm going to go 9 shutout. I'm going to go 15 strikeouts, all these things. I'm going to make up for it. And I think that's kind of a misleading mindset every now and then. Like, you try to do too much to try to right the ship. And I mean, granted, I would love to have done that, but I think I was really looking forward to the start. Just hey, let's just get back on track, one pitch at a time. It's probably not going to be a long outing. You threw 60 pitches in 2 innings. They might be kind of conservative with the pitch count. We'll see. Brother, just get through the second inning unscathed and you'll be fine. So after the first inning, I felt really good. The velo was great all game. It was the average velo is about what it was last year, which was good. But, just wanted to just execute pitches. Just that's what I needed to do. I wasn't trying to do too much. And, for the first 4 and 3rd innings, it worked out pretty well. Leave a bad cutter to a good hitter like Austin Wells, it makes you pay for it. And, then that was it. Just a lot of foul balls early on in the 1st through 3rd inning that just drove the pitch count up. And tagging Schlittler for a lot of pitches early, but, the Yankees hitters, that's a good lineup there, just fouling balls off that drove mine out as well and got me out of the game early.
Do they tell you ahead of time what the number is, pitch count? You're at 91. I think a lot of us wanted to see you at least try and get through that 5th. It's 6-2 at that point after the homer. What do you know going in, and is there any conversation when they come to get you?
Yeah, so I knew my pitch count was right around 80 going into the 5th inning, and I'm when I saw 80 after I was done with the 4th inning, I'm like, am I sure it's not the 5th inning? 80 seems pretty high right now. Maybe I blacked out for an inning, and maybe it's the 6th now. But yeah, it was just high, and they don't tell you beforehand because I think that kind of messes some pitchers up, unless it's like 60 pitches where it's like, hey, like, we're just getting you back into things like you're rehabbing, you're coming back. Like, hey, you got 60. I think like we told Dustin May that one time after, he got drilled in the ankle there in Atlanta. I'd say, hey, you got 60. Like, just let's get you working. He threw 30 last time. But I knew that after the homer, I saw Ollie kind of walking around the dugout. I'm like, dang it, he's coming out right now, which sucks. But, you're up 62 at that point. I just felt bad that I couldn't get through 5 or at least 6 to help the bullpen out. But it was like another one of those games where both teams were just hitting the ball pretty well, and I'm just glad we were on the other side of things this time.
Do you notice a big difference in how your arm recovers if you've thrown 90 pitches as opposed to, say, 110 or so?
Not really. It all just kind of like once you cross the threshold of like, I'd say like 75, it starts to kind of feel the same. Sometimes just the ups, like if you're super efficient, but you've gone like 8 innings and you've gone like re-warm like 8 times, that puts a strain on your body, that puts a strain on your arm. But, after 75 pitches or so, it's like, yeah, this is going to hurt tomorrow no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And do wins still matter to pitchers? I know like the analytics say, it doesn't matter. That's not how you measure a pitcher. But I feel like starting pitchers, you want to look up and see a nice win total.
Yeah, you definitely do. Obviously, it doesn't tell the whole story. I think I'm better than a 4-9 record and stuff. But when you're up 6-0 and you get pulled before you can finish the 5th, you kind of look at yourself like, you suck. You're like, my God, Michael. Like, really? You couldn't just go 5 this time. You've been going 6 all year, but you couldn't go 5 this time. But, it's kind of one of those things where it looks nice, but, it doesn't tell the whole story.
Mike McGreevy with us live from New York City. Get the Cardinals with a hell of a game. Super fun to watch. I don't know what it was like to pitch in that situation there with the short porch and right. But I want to go back, and I don't know when would be fair to go back when you guys start to become aware of, all right, guys are going to go at the trade deadline, and what that is like inside a major league clubhouse. You, no secret, close with Dustin May. It was always going to be highly likely that he was going to go at least once mid-July rolled around and the team started to struggle. But what is it like for you guys when the deadline is approaching? Because that's not something that anybody here in our listening audience can relate to.
Yeah, so this was really my first true deadline, because last year I was up for the deadline, but I wasn't up with the team all year. I didn't make opening day roster, and so it was a little weird saying bye to the guys that I maybe been in the locker room with for 20 days total. So, but I knew Steve Matz, so it was it was sad seeing him go and what he meant to the Cardinals. But when Phil Maton left, I'm I might have had one conversation with Phil. He was great and he was awesome, but I'm I've been this guy's teammate for 10 days. But this year, with D-May, given how close we were, it was definitely we knew what was going to happen. We knew it was only a matter of time before we got the call hey, D-May's going here, he's going there. But it was weird, and it was especially weird that I had to pitch that day, so I was taking a break between my warm up and dapping up D-May. I was dapping up Lars. Lars was just about to leave as I was walking out for the first inning the other day, so I was in the clubhouse washing my hands or something, getting some something off it, and I'm all right, see you, Lars, good luck, bro, gonna miss you. And then I had to pitch against the Yankees, so it wasn't too much of okay, I get to be with the guys, give a lot of hugs. It was a crap, I gotta say bye, but I also gotta pitch.
Did you have any worry that you might get traded too? Do they call you in and say, don't worry, you're not gonna be moved anywhere, or how do they treat that?
I certainly wasn't told anything. I don't think anybody was told anything. I think the only guys that knew that they were going to get traded was D-May, and that he was made known of that from the get-go, I think. But I think you don't want to tell guys that and have that maybe affect their performance.
And then a guy like Burleson, who none of us had on the radar, there were some reports that there was interest at least, or he could have been a candidate. Maybe being targeted is more accurate, and then goes out and has that night. Did guys in the room talk at all about, hey, did you see that? They're mentioning Herrera, they're mentioning Burleson. How much discussion is there internally?
Not a lot. There's jokes here and there. with O'Brien the other day, like, and there were some rumors about him and stuff. I'm glad we kept him. But it's like, Riley, like, who are you going to? Like, why are you still here? Tough. Like with Yvonne, I'm like, Yvonne, like, you might need to go across the way, bro. They need a catcher over there. Like, they might need you. You might be wearing pinstripes by tonight. He's like, he's like, hi, Poppy, no. But then, like, once 6 o'clock hit, it's like, yay, steak, hooray.
And do you guys ever look at the return? Like, do you look at some of the prospects and may or may not affect you in your Cardinal career? But the fans and media love to geek out on it. What about players?
I haven't really, because I was pitching yesterday, I didn't get to really dive deep in like who we got and stuff. But from what I hear, I think the return's been pretty good so far, especially with the Brewers trade, which was awesome. I think it's a couple outfielders, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's great. But I'll have to dive deeper in it today. But, Heim's the man with the plan, so you might need to get him on the show.
Well, Michael, on this show, no show prep is necessary, so you're fine. You're fine.
Or recommended.
Yeah, that's correct, as you know. Mike McGreevy with us live from New York City. He got the ball last night for the Cardinals in the win. Is there anything to, this is also something that Chip Carey and Brad Thompson were talking about on the broadcast, a team exhaling once the deadline ends, especially when you're in seller mode. And then, okay, here's who's here, here's who we're going to go to the finish line with, and then that taking that elephant in the room out of the picture. Is there anything to that, or is that just a narrative, you think, Mike?
Oh, I'm sure. Like, there's got to be a little truth to that, especially the guys who might be on the fence a little bit. Like, hey, are we going to get traded? Are we going to get traded? Or, guys who are super tight with another guy that, like, dang, I don't want my boy to leave. Like, like Mason, Pedro, and Lars. Like, those guys are, like, probably the tightest knit group on the squad, and I'm sure, like, it affected them for sure. Like, when Lars got the call, but you wish everybody well, and like I think when you're in seller mode, like, you just want to be part of the future. And I think if you don't get traded, like, they stick around, especially over the off season as well. It's like, hey, I'm part of this, and that might give you that big exhale of like, sweet, like, I can just go play.
You sense any disappointment among the guys when the front office basically tells you you don't have a shot? I mean, it doesn't look like, you're only 4 out in the wild card, but they're pretty much telling you that's not going to happen.
I mean, I don't think there's any like disappointment with the guys. I mean, we could still play good baseball coming up. Like, there's plenty of games left. A lot of things could happen and stuff. And I think just sticking to the process of playing like the good baseball we were at the start of the year, even if that doesn't, stack up wins in the win column, as long as like we kind of build for the future in terms of like how we approach like the months of August and September, like that's what's important for the next year. Like I've been like, as we look back on the year a little bit, say, hey, we started out really hot, and I think every team hits a slump in the middle of the year, and we've hit a slump over like the dog days of July. Hopefully we're getting out of that, but it's a matter of like the good like teams that have like been there, done that, know how to get out of that early. And I think that like if we can like pick some things along this stretch that we're going to go on for next year, even if like, hey, like we could still like put a good stretch together. But I think like, having these building blocks come together so that we can kind of fall back on them, say next year when we start out hot, we could just continue to stay hot and not kind of fall in this long slump that we have seen in the past.
Chairman Steve said, my buddy's son was at the game last night. McGreevy's parents, a couple of rows behind with empty seats, invited them and his wife to sit with them. They could not have been nicer. So I guess your folks were there, and Chairman Steve says they were friendly to his friend's kid.
Yeah. Parents are there. Uncle and like some of my cousins are here. Dominique's here. We try to get my grandma out. She's from New York as well. Her house maybe 45 minutes away from where we're staying, her childhood house, but couldn't get her out here, but she was able to watch, so that was great. But yeah, a lot of family out here. Not as much as the Graceffos have. I think he has like 300 people.
Oh my God!
He grew up a Yankees fan.
Wow.
I did hear Chip say Graceffo's pitching for free tonight. So many friends there.
Yeah.
Tim said he saw you wandering in the backdrop of the Cardinals post game, you and Fermin.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? Oh, you're probably talking to the family, I guess.
My theory was you had family and friends.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we were waiting. The Yankee security were kind of like, they instead of just bringing them down the seats, they brought them like down under a tunnel. So we were kind of just hanging out there, and we saw Danny. We just we were trying to sneak a peek into the camera, but then she turned around and kind of caught us off guard. Like, hey, what do you want to say? Like, I can't go 5, I guess.
So no Shinnecock today?
No Shinnecock today, but playing this good course Fox Run maybe on Thursday. So
Oh, he sure is, Doug. Who is in this pairing? Because they're going to roll out the red carpet for the boys, and maybe Jackie Papers joins in this pairing. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Man, what I would do to get Papers out there.
How about that? Who's in the pairing so far?
I think Palante is good to go for it. I mean, it lines up pretty good because he pitches in this New York series, so he'll have the day off the very next day. So
nice.
He said he should be down. I'm going to reconnect with him today. Then I'll get back to you as well, and then I'll see the other guys what they want to do. Obviously, D-Made not being here anymore, we will never allow him to play with us ever again.
He's been banned out as a Brewer. Yeah.
Can't play golf with a Brewer, at least during the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, respect that.
But if he wants to take me out to Whistling next time we go to Milwaukee, then I'll be all right.
Yeah, Whistling Straits. That's where you played with Sonny Gray. And I remember you saying Hunter Dobbins, who gets the ball tonight.
I think we got an off day there too, so should be able to make it out there again.
Yeah, that's right. Hunter Dobbins has game, and I know he's got the ball tonight. So looks like he's going to have a stay with the boys.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, they're rolling out the red carpet for us on Thursday at Fox Run. Doug, you ought to get out there. This McGreevy can play. I'm telling you, he can play. Right. He's going to be giving me a couple pops, and that's going to be profitable for me. That's what I think. Venmo for rolls. Venmo for rolls.
Yeah, but when he's on the 13th, I like to come and take him out of the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh man.
How did that feel? How did that feel?
Sorry.
Not good, I bet.
If that's the case, I must be up by a lot on Tim.
Okay. And that could happen. That's not on you. That's on me making that decision.
That's correct.
It's not on you.
No.
Well, you got support from Joe Buck. Joe Buck wanted to see you stay out there.
Obviously, I want to stay out there and stuff. I would have. Considering how much we were up by, I would have loved to just stay out there until the 8th inning, just help the bullpen out a little bit. But I trust Ollie. Obviously, I think there's a discussion. Had I not had the outing I had the outing before, I'm a realist. I want to stay out there as much as I can. I know Ollie trusts me with those bigger situations, but him as a manager sees the game through a different lens and stuff. And it's always if the bullpen looks great and zeros off the board, Ollie's the best manager on the planet. But it was a weird game. It's those guys got hot in the later innings, and then we come back and win. So all is good. We still won and stuff. But he decided to take a shot, and I think a lot of the guys on the team supported that decision.
Yeah, it was a super fun game. Again, you're pitching in a game with 20 runs, but I don't know what it was like watching the thing once you were done, but it was to come back after, because you had the Diamondback deal with the 7-0 lead. I'm like, oh my God, a 6-0 lead to blow this thing. And then you boys responded, and Burleson goes off, Church, Crooks, forget about it. It was great.
Yeah. Super happy for, obviously I'm super happy for Burley having the day he had and stuff, but I'm super stoked for Church and Crooks. Jimmy's been just killing the ball. It just seems to be right at guys. I've been trying to tell him, dude, you got to stop going for homers at dead center at Busch Stadium. Kill the ball. You don't have to. It doesn't have to go as far. So I think he saw the short portion right, and he took advantage of that. I'm still trying to get through to Blaze though. Blaze is still trying to go dead center, but he's getting triples and.
Yeah, how about that? The triple.
He's got a couple triples now. He's got 3.
He's a regular Vince Coleman. Well, congratulations on righting the ship last night, and hopefully, Doug, you like this. Somebody texted in about the dead cat bounce.
Oh, I don't mind it.
The dead cat bounce.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. Cardinals and Yankees. Mike McGreevy with the ball last night, and a wonderful bounce back for him and the boys get the win, and back in St. Louis this weekend as they will try to keep this momentum going, and maybe Jackie Papers will be out on the golf course in that bent grass at Fox Run.
I'm free.
You are available. There you go. This is going to happen.
Well, he doesn't like hockey when they go out there.
When we played with Robert Thomas last week, he wanted no part of it, but now Mike McGreevy, Palante.
I'm a McGreevy guy.
You're a McGreevy guy. All right. There it is. Pairings. Mike, great to hear from you. Hope we didn't wake up the fiance. Thanks for joining us.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Thanks. That's Mike McGreevy with us here live from New York City on the Collier and Thompson phone line.
No flushing, nothing. I mean, he didn't do the Shannon on you.
Yeah. Yeah, Shannon relieved
Porta
himself.
potty.
It's getting pretty late for her to still be asleep. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
there.
Doug's calling up the fiance.
It's 11
The fiance
o'clock. Get
takes
up.
a hit.
Get up.
This guy is old
Fiance
school.
takes a hit.
You could have pitched 9. I don't care if your arm falls off and you tell that broad to wake up. I'm Doug Vaughn, and that's the way it is.
It's 11 o'clock.
Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Guns N' Roses tickets on the line. We'll be giving those away next here on TMA 101 ESPN.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. This just in. Bijan Robinson and the Atlanta Falcons reached an agreement on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million that will make him the highest paid running back in NFL history. As another Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's the morning after 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn. Chairman Kurt slides into the dais when Martin heads to onboarding. Jackson Burkett with you. If you missed anything, make sure you're subscribed to the TMA STL podcast, which is brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. You can listen on the 101 ESPN app or the TMA app, or just go back on the TMA STL YouTube channel. We've been joined by Mike McGreevy in the previous segment, Joe Buck in our Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour, and some wonderful callers, including Larry Nickel, Natty Nate, and Kurt with a C, who has, I think, taken the next step in his efforts to court Jackson. So that's fun to watch.
Feels like it. He made his play today.
Yeah, he
for
did. And Jackson did not deflect. So it'll be fun to watch that relationship blossom. The program brought to you, of course, by Brown and Crouppen is the presenting sponsor. Coming up on the Polos Plus dossier, we're giving away Guns N' Roses tickets for the winner of the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, 101 ESPN, with your opportunity to win a pair of tickets to see Guns N' Roses next Saturday night, August 16th at Busch Stadium. Find all the ticket details and a bonus chance to score free tickets for Guns N' Roses right now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. That is coming up. Send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Mentality is a longtime TMA sponsor. Here's what Mentality's learned treating 25,000 men. You can't rely on testosterone alone anymore. To run at full capacity, your body needs peptide therapy on top of your TRT. For guys whose recovery still lags and whose energy plateaued, even on testosterone, Mentality's physicians design a plan that layers peptide therapy on top of TRT to support recovery, repair, and performance. It's a custom-built plan built around your numbers, monitored every step of the way. Here's the thing to remember in 2026 with Mentality. Testosterone levels the field. Peptides drive your results. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com with Mentality. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Next year on TMA 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
This is old-time country, and goodness, it's good.
You like it?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Nice. Think about it.
That's what I'm doing right now.
What conclusion have you arrived at?
It's just really a fabulous music. Who sings this?
Harry McClintock?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. If I was his agent, I would have adjusted that last name.
Another anti-Irish statement from Jackson, as usual.
No offense to our Irish friends, but...
Have fun going through Dogtown today.
Mm-hmm. You can have an Irish name without it. It feels like it's one too many syllables.
Say the name again.
Harry McClintock?
McClintock.
So 3 syllables is too much? I have 3 syllables and a Mick on my name. You got a problem with me and Ellis Island?
Well, if it was Harry, like McLean, it's still Irish, but a little easier.
He went by Haywire Mac.
That, now we're cooking.
You know what this song is about, Doug?
No, I don't.
It's a hobo's mythical paradise, a dreamland of complete ease, free food, and no work.
Oh, be darned.
It also opens up.
Sounds like Ken.
Oh!
It also.
Oh!
That's gonna. Well, that'll
You're
be
going to
dealt
pay
with.
for that at 11 o'clock. I'm just letting you know.
You got 36 minutes of solitude before hell comes to your doorstep, brother. It also opens up "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" That song.
Which is Jackson's favorite film.
Mm-hmm. Still got to see that one, too.
Banger.
How's your Sopranos rewatch going?
I made it through the first 3. After the
Episode
not
3
is just not the right
episodes. Oh, well.
After episode 1, I was like, it's okay, but I'm going to let it, it's got to get better. After 2 and 3, I'm in.
It does. It gets better.
I was going to say, if you're taking the oppo take of, like, Soprano was boring.
Would that be engagement for me?
I mean, it'd just be ludicrous.
Wow.
My biggest problem is Tony's philandering, which I'm going to have to come to grips with, but I just don't like to see
that doesn't get any easier.
Yeah.
You're watching a mob show and you thought there might not be any philandering?
I knew it was, that's the thing, I knew it was coming, but I just, it
So
doesn't make
morally,
me like it.
Morally, you don't want to watch the show anymore.
I struggle with the idea of a guma.
It's a fun word to say, though.
I had heard it forever, especially it was attached to Rockio for a little bit.
That's right, Rockio's guma.
And I never knew the definition of it. Now it makes sense.
But the brutal murders, the assassination style, execution style murders, you're cool with.
That's fine.
But a guy stepping out,
not so good.
Some things hit closer to home than
Hey,
others.
listen, I'm not king shaming.
Hey, guys, why does Jackson hate Irish people so much? That's from Big Tough. That's a good question, Jackson. We don't want to put words in your mouth, so would you like to answer that?
I'm part Irish. Part of my heritage.
So self-loathing.
No.
Which is a character, of course, also in The Sopranos. That
Certainly.
Chairman Kurt's about to learn about.
It also is wild because the one actor whose name I won't say, he just passed away. So it's kind of
that's
sad
a past
to see.
story. Dude.
Just like yesterday or the day before.
Over the weekend, I think.
Sunsby, I think. Sunday or Saturday.
Like you like when somebody says Sunsby?
I don't care for it. Well, I hope bad air conditioning didn't have anything to do with his passing away. It can make things certainly uncomfortable, but that's where Design Air Heating and Cooling comes in, proudly serving the St. Louis area since 1904 now. You know, rising energy costs have a lot of people frustrated. A system with routine AC service works at a high level of performance, enhancing indoor air quality and helping you avoid extra cost incurred from inefficiency due to a lack of regular maintenance with your AC system. Contact a licensed and fully trained technician at Design Air to receive a free estimate for AC maintenance service. It is a good idea to get it serviced before something goes haywire. You ought to check out their website, too, designairservice.com. They got pictures of all these handsome repairmen. It is, of course, home of the handsome repairman led by Larry the Silver Fox. At Design Air, you're never going to be sold something that you don't need. So whether you're dealing with the heat or the cold when that rolls around again, they've got your back with dependable service and no pressure solutions. Visit designairservice.com. Schedule your service today. Design Air is comfort you can count on since 1904. Design Air brings the heat.
Sponsor of our email of the day, Guns N' Roses tickets on the line. I want to say something here real quickly. In the previous segment and also on yesterday, I said that the Guns N' Roses concert was on Saturday night, August 16th at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, it's on Sunday night, August 16th, not Saturday. That was my mistake.
Yeah.
I am a sex addict, and I'm going to take some time away, Doug, and reflect on my mistake and I'm going to become a better husband, a better father, and hopefully a better host in St. Louis and for you at 101 ESPN, because you, the best fans in baseball and hockey and minor league football, deserve that.
First, I'm a sex addict.
No.
I already drafted the Notes app apology. You just got to log in.
Just go ahead and tweet it out for me. So I look forward to the forgiveness that this community bestows upon me, because I know if there's one thing I have, it's old St. Louis in support. So thank you for understanding my godless perversions.
You going to need time at the Betty Ford Clinic?
No, I still enjoy a nip of the cooking sherry.
Oh, do you?
I'm just going to log off from Brazzers.
I see.
Yeah.
Time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Morning, gents. To be fair, yesterday's email was chock full of funny quips and organically sourced puns. Don't you like that start right there?
I don't mind it.
But alas, my lack of proofreading and inadequate grammar check left me out of contention and left Doug's feathers fully ruffled. I was banned by Doug for an arbitrary number of days, but we all know his lack of legislative powers and short-term memory loss means I'm back like Jordan wearing the 4-5. These are the emails where champions are crowned and pretenders exposed. And yesterday, I was an exposed naked man, fully erect, but standing in disgrace.
Oh.
No more, Douglas, not for me. You deserve better. You deserve fine exotic cheeses and fresh grapes served on a platter lined with gold. You deserve cold champagne and scantily clad male servers calling you sire and bowing mid-waist. The kingdom of Doug will rise once again. Late in life, from a fiefdom of hard, gritty meat and potatoes work in the trenches of sports media to the vast expanse of glory to which you are owed. Let us be lucky enough to bask in the light that reflects from your glistening forehead. That's from Bro Fallon, slightly wetter but getting better.
Bro Fallon.
Morning, everyone. Your favorite seventh-string goaltender from SCC, or Section 400 here. I have a question for you. Have you ever pushed C5 on your vending machine thinking you're getting a Snickers bar? Instead, a pack of Skittles falls out? Well, here at Cardinal Vending, I will never let that happen. I have a master's degree in vending machine stocking. Sure, it took 6 years and many mistakes, but I know what Fritos look like. We can stock anything you like. After years of the normal fare of chips and candy, we now cater to our new TMA customers. We will now stock hot items as well. Cheeseburgers, nachos, donuts, and cans of lard can be purchased. And as soon as we get a special license, we will stock cigs, wine, bourbon, and used panties. Our TMA customers come first, so when you ask, Padre stocks. So, for all your vending machine needs, call Cardinal Vending. And for the first 5 TMA listeners who order a machine, you will receive one of the 10 jock straps I swiped from the Blues locker room. Cam, Benner, Shen, I got them all. Call today. You can reach me at 1-800-LOVE-IGGY. That's from Big Boy. But I have to tell you, it does come from Iggy's AOL address.
Oh, it does.
ChatGPT aided.
Big boy.
Whoa!
Actually, Iggy. ChatGPT aided.
That was ChatGPT aided?
It had a surprising amount of commas in there that were in the right spot, but there's also a lack of capitalization that makes me think it was him.
So ChatGPT would capitalize correctly.
Yeah, they would have nailed TMA and a few other things, so I think that was him. But surprising good use of the comma.
Okay.
Well, you're just asking for it on After the Morning After today. I'm just warning you.
Oh.
Hey, Doug, why were there so many guys making out at the wedding this weekend? It was in the city of brotherly love, but I've never heard it called the city of stepdad love. I mean, I know we don't kink shame, but good Lord, have some couth. The hottest part was when the cousins from Utica pulled down their britches and formed a conga line. My knee hurts. You know what can taste my ass?
What?
People from Philly shaming you if you get the whiz-wit on your cheesesteaks. Guess what, jackass? I'm from Hoosierville, and if I want to slop up my steak with processed yellow goop, then I'm going to. And there is nothing you or Bryce Harper can do to stop me. This is America. How's Placido Polanco? Dog walker told me to buy a new apartment because I guess my dog did a few Martin-style recreationals while I was gone. I told him there won't be an apartment if the Cardinals don't start winning. Doug, this is serious. I'm going to begin moving into your barn off sometime next week. Jackson, if you can pick me up from the airport again, that'd be great. Screw Chuck Todd, Amtrak, and smell my Linda. That's from Jugs in D.C., director of Period Like the Dot.
Are we sure that was for us? That seems like
that was for WIP and it got sent to St. Louis?
Felt like that was for a different show.
Jugs in D.C.
He's worried, Doug, that his bet in which he liquidated all of his assets, the Cardinals would make the playoffs, is starting to look rough, and he's going to move into your Barnoff region.
Okay, there's room back there if he doesn't mind sleeping on hay.
Hi, fellas. What are some of your favorite trade deadlines in history? There's the Matt Holliday acquisition in 2009, the critical Rasmus for pitching overhaul in 2011. Whatever the magical year was when we got Justin Masterson. Remember that year?
I don't know the year.
Probably one of the 16, 17, or 18s. The 2017 hypothetical when Doug suggested we acquire Mike Trout for the entire Peoria franchise.
Yeah.
All of them franchise-altering classics, but I think my favorite was last summer at the Gravois Bluffs parking lot when I traded my boy innocence to Doug Vaughn for a favor to be named later.
No.
I think I'll be a buyer at the next deadline. That's from the Poor Film Student, and he sends that in from Los Angeles, where he is a film student or a recent grad. He's been in this studio.
I think recent grad.
Poor film student.
Dear
Flirting with
Dossier,
suspension.
made the mistake of buying bananas again. An employee at the grocery store saw me staring at them like a detective who just reopened a cold case and asked if I was looking for the ripe ones. I said, no, I'm looking for the ones that stay yellow so I can stock up on them. She stared at me and then slowly walked away without saying a word. Some people hear a problem and some people become part of it. A few minutes later, I was performing what observers might have mistaken for an FDA inspection of the Apple display. Some idiot reached right over me, picked one up, squeezed it, put it back, and then repeated 3 processes with the 3 more apples. He caught me watching him and said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Probably. Which one of these apples have you not touched?" People can be such barbarians. As I reflected on the day, it occurred to me that without people like me asking the tough questions, society would simply accept brown bananas and public apple handling. Not everyone is willing to carry that burden, but someone has to. Toodles, that's from the TMA Troubadour.
TMA Troubadour.
And finally, hey, Tim. I know this show is packed with listeners who are doctors, lawyers, or hot young models with actual places to be. So for anyone who missed it, here's the recap of what the podcast media is already calling the day the Cricket Mobile minutes ran out. Oh, on account of the nonstop heat coming off those phone lines today. Batting leadoff, we had Sanford. Sanford's call was basically a bat signal to every BMI over 40 living south of 44 to call in today. And they answered the call in force. Is he Pestis' cousin? His brother? Doesn't matter, honestly. Because why worry about bloodlines when you can spend your 1 free hour a day getting a live Matrix Midwest scheduling update from a guy who sounds like he's calling from inside a volcano? Batting second was Rich. First-time caller, and we're still not sure if he knew this was a sports radio show or just saw the Jefferson County CPAP stores 25% off the 2026 model for calling literally any one deal they have going all the week. And in the 3-hole, Kurt, spelled with a C because his mother wouldn't put the dart down long enough to fill out the birth certificate correctly. Somebody needs to remind Kurt that flirting with anyone on this show besides Tim is strictly against the rules. Kurt, unprompted, explained his philosophy about participating in the workforce. Quote, why do that when I can call into a show and flirt with a guy that pushes a button that makes cat noises during calls from men that should be on some sort of medication? And batting cleanup, Larry. Oh, Larry. They took Kurt with a C over your wrestling summary. A real black eye and what was already a historic day for homeless guys getting their hands on cell phones. Don't let Jackson's distaste of your calls ever stop you from being you. And rounding out the lineup, somewhere in there was apparently a Cardinal front office exec giving himself an A+ at the deadline and a Hall of Fame sportscaster talking about his tweets. A day to remember in TMA history. Never change. That's from Steven Time from The Brothers Time Incorporated. Call us to schedule your next Mary Kay party where we will come to you. Doug, that's Steven Time of The Brothers Time. And that's
Steven Time
for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email tonight. One of those people are about to win. Is about to win? One of those people is about to? One of those people are about to? Is?
One of those people is about to.
Has to match with the subject, not the prepositional phrase. Guns N' Roses tickets on Sunday, August 16th at Busch Stadium. You can learn more about it at 101ESPN.com and get your free tickets on that 101 mobile app. We'll announce the winner coming up at 10:55. We'll head down to Hallway for After the Morning After with BK and Ferrario. will take things over at 11 o'clock. That's coming your way here on TMA 101 ESPN. Hey, 101 ESPN, Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt, Jackie Burkett with you here on the program. We've been joined by Mike McGreevy, live from New York, from his bathroom, too, and Joe Buck live from St. Louis, giving us his perspective on his Twitter tweets last night, also talking about going into Cooperstown and ESPN Sports Jeopardy. I got to watch that Sports Jeopardy.
He's had a nice little career, hasn't he? I don't know that anybody will ever match what he's done. If anybody's going to call as many World Series and Super Bowls, the way, the broadcasts are chopped into smaller pieces now. It's not just one network running everything anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know that anybody will ever match up to the amount of championship games that he's called.
Probably Tim.
Well, you better hurry.
Yeah, I don't know, Papers. I mean, let's be honest. While I look like I'm 28, the truth is I'm on the PGA Tour Champions here in 2 months.
Well, I mean, Al Michaels been calling games for how long,
So you think Tim is going to get the main gig at one of the big networks and work till he's like 85, doing all the World Series and Super Bowls to come?
Yeah, I do have a 4-year-old, so I might need to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, college expenses by then,
Right, yeah.
Outrageous.
And then he just takes over once you're done.
Oh, of course.
Right. Legacy continues.
Okay.
We've now reached a point with him because, again, I'm going to have to become ambidextrous how many wiffle balls I'm throwing, where the game has to end every night, Doug, with a home run.
Mm-hmm.
So until he hits a home run, I'm throwing pitches, and the boy's 4. So, you can't necessarily just groove one because, again, the boy's 4.
How far does he have to hit it to count as a home run? You got to go over a fence or something?
It does have to go over a fence.
And how far is he standing away from this fence?
God, I'm trying to think. Probably 75 to 90 feet.
Oh, well, that's quite a ways.
Well, I mean, he inherited my genes.
A lot of power. A lot of pop.
But then we have to do an interview, one of which I've shared on my Instagram account. But now the new feature is that my wife really likes is he gets a bottle of water out and pours it on his head because he sees the Cardinals pouring water on those interviews. And last night as we were watching the game, he could not go to bed until he got to see Alec Burleson interviewed. So that's what we've got going on right now. This guy is obsessed.
Okay. Right-handed hitter?
Throws right, bats left.
Oh, good combination.
Yeah. And again, obviously, he's probably going to be 6'5", 6'6".
I would think so.
At least.
Yeah, at least. I didn't want to say 6'7", because I know so many kids are listening and they do this.
You're going to have to try to keep him away from the football coaches.
If he's anything like his dad.
Yeah. No, I know Kornfeld's listening. I know he's listening.
Maybe we'll have to go through that heartbreak.
Getting cut from a no-cut sport.
Yeah. It's really tough.
It's very tough. It's a great way to begin your high school career.
Yeah, geez, what was that, 2 weeks into high school? Not even?
I hadn't even taken my first class there yet. What a way to start. I'm like the only guy. There's 2 guys from my class. St. Gabriel went to St. Louis U High. Yeah. So I'm already a stranger in a strange land.
Yeah, you guys see that South City Hoosier boy.
Yeah, exactly. The school's in South St. Louis, but nobody from South St. Louis is going there. And I get cut from the effing football team, a no-cut sport. It's tough.
And how big were you when you checked in?
Boy, I think the depth chart said 5'2", 100 pounds.
How did Kornfeld keep his job after that?
Right.
Well, 4 years later, his quarterback would quarterback Northwestern in the Rose Bowl, so that helped.
Yeah, but still.
You weighed 100 pounds and went out for high school football.
I was scrappy.
I probably was
a little light.
Yeah. I was heavier than that, but I knew better. I knew football.
What are you trying to say? I had bad judgment?
Well, I've said before I'm positionless. Doug, did you ever play high school football?
Doug went to back-to-back state championship games.
Basketball. I have 9th grade football.
Okay.
And I was skinny as a rail, too. Didn't play hardly at all. No, they had me at defensive back.
Oh, nice.
I've never played, rarely. Only in a couple of lopsided games I get in.
Right. And you thumb thrust somebody in the neck.
No, is that what you did?
I did not.
Was that Woody Hayes?
But that was the year that it hit me that all the guys that you thought were the best athletes in your class because they were the best at baseball and soccer and basketball, they didn't necessarily get to play in football because they weren't the big guys.
Right.
We had a bunch of guys, I had no idea they were athletes at all. They were playing on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
Coach
sense.
saved Tim's life. He would have been a vegetable instead of the radio star we have today. It's from the Hunchback of Vaughn Castle.
Yeah. So
we have Gary Kornfeld to thank. Actually, not we. You people. And by you people, I mean...
everyone.
Thank you. Everyone in the world. That's exactly right.
So Kornfeld's a hero here.
I guess when it's all said and done,
I guess
the enemy becomes the hero.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Who would have thought?
He saw what was coming and wanted to get you out of harm's way.
Yeah. You know what? We need to thank all of the coaches at St. Louis U High who cut me, and there were many. I don't have enough time to thank them all. We got the winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Tim, how old are you? You're amazing. Thanks. That's from the 314. Another one of our female listeners. Is this just like a show where all the WashU grads get together and listen while they drink coffee in Clayton? You think that's what's going on?
I don't think so. I don't. I just don't.
I went to St. Justin's with the Kornfelds. That's Eric in the Central West End.
Okay. All right. Right there in Crestwood.
Home of the Martyrdom. Martyrdom. Yeah. You don't want to go into the Martyrdom needing to win. Winner of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today will be coming up on this program. Plenty of work today for Jackson to pull for the VIP Auto Accessories Drops of the Week. That's Tommy Cibulka and Brian Grigg. That's where I went to get my windows tinted. Go to VIP. They'll take care of everything. They're a one-stop shop in business in St. Louis since 1979. VIP Auto Accessories makes single-source automotive solutions for your business a reality, and this includes the upfits, graphics, and ongoing maintenance. Upfit your fleet from floor to ceiling with hardworking accessories and storage solutions such as ladder and headache racks, bulkheads, shelving, drawer units, air compressors, interior liners, rigid flooring, puck locks, saddle and high side boxes, transfer tanks, bed drawers, lift gates, warning directional lights, and more. It's all at VIP Auto Accessories. For all your commercial vehicle upfit needs, ask for Tommy Cibulka. And for all your aftermarket vehicle accessories needs, ask for Brian Grigg. Tell him that TMA sent you. It's VIPAutoAccessories.com. This is the Morning After 101 ESPN. TMA is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Baseball fans, big hits get even bigger with Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel. Customers choose their own reward every Tuesday to use on home run bets. How will you play your game? Option 1, the bet reset. Use this on your wager, and you'll get refunded in bonus bets if your bet loses. Option 2, a 50% profit boost. Make your bet, activate the profit boost, and if it hits, that's extra winnings at no extra cost. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Vaughn with a play.
Well, the play tonight is that the Cardinal-Yankee game. These two teams combined for 20 runs last night. Tonight, the over-under is just 8.5. Starting pitchers, Hunter Dobbins, Ryan Weathers. I think 8.5 is too low. Take the over on the Cardinals and Yankees.
There it is, over on the Cardinals and Yankees from Doug Vaughn. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use on your next home run bet. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Jackson with a SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Cardinals, Yankees in the Bronx tonight, 6:05 p.m. First pitch, Hunter Dobbins on the mound for the Redbirds. That was another SportsCenter update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
TMA 101 ESPN. Somebody's about to win some Guns N' Roses tickets for the concert on Sunday, August 16th at Busch Stadium. You can learn more about it and get your free tickets by going to 101ESPN.com. Your chance to win free tickets by going to 101ESPN.com or the 101 mobile app. Jackson, who got it today?
Today, the poor film students.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You suppose he'll come back in town for those? Or you could give him to
family or friends, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or he might come in town.
Congratulations to the poor film student on your win for today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. BK and Ferrari are coming up here on 101 ESPN. We're headed down the hallway for After, the morning after on the TMA STL YouTube channel. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Stiefel Studios on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.